2 plus 14, you get 16. What about 7 plus 4? You get 11. So here we're going to have the 7 and then the 4. So that's an example here. I repeat, because of x squared here, we're going to have x times x. Then look at the constant. Oh yes, you're welcome. I'm in this video, which we call the full course, video 1, question 1, grade 12, Algebra 2026. My name is Patrick Kamala, tutor and educator, mathematics and physical sciences. Okay, online, or you can come to the center now. In this introduction video, we are going to see how we can answer question 1. I want to see how to answer this question 1. Now, this question 1, I have summarized it in the following way, according to what I see. In question 1, we have the following, which we need to know: how to solve quadratic equations by factorization, and how to solve the quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula, and also solving the exponential equation using rules of exponents, sometimes using the K method, and then also solving the inequalities, whereby we need to know how to write the interval notations, and then also solving the equations with the surds, and then simultaneous equations, sometimes its application, and then lastly, application of algebra in total, which I call the game changer. Okay, so now before we factorize quadratic equations, solve the quadratic equation, we need to know how to factorize this. Okay, so for that matter, I'm gonna give you an introduction on how to do factorization. Okay, and in grade 12, we expect you to be knowing the grade 10 factorization. Okay, so because of that, and this question is very important for the upcoming questions as well, I'm going to give an introduction here. Now, if we talk about factorization and the quadratic expression, now we know that you must know we have got two categories. Okay, for the quadratic, we can have it as 1, okay, x squared, and then plus or minus bx, then plus or minus c. Then this is one here. Another category, we can have it as bigger than 1. Let me just use a, that is a, x squared, then plus or minus bx, and then plus or minus c. Now, if we say factorize, we want it to get two brackets like this, okay? Two brackets here. Even here to get two brackets as well. But then the question is, how do we do that? How do we do that? Now we have the following. I'm going to give you examples here. Now, if we talk about quadratic expression, it must be having degree 2, like you see this x squared here. Okay. Now we can have it with a plus or minus here, or plus or minus here. Now we have the following. Okay. I'm going to use examples to explain this properly. They can factorize the following here. For example, let me just get some space here. This question here, they can say factorize, and they say x squared, okay, x squared minus 11x, and then they say plus 28 here. Now, if you check here, this is a minus which we are using now. This is a plus here. Please note that we are going to have two brackets again, because we want to not factorize here. Okay, two brackets here, and then because of the x squared here, we're going to have x. We know x times x gives us x squared. Now, the first thing to note here, look at the constant. The constant is a positive in this case. If the constant is a positive, then you must have the same bracket, the same signs in the brackets, whether a plus or minus. But the sign in brackets is the sign which is going to be here. I repeat, if the constant is a positive, like in this case, okay, you're going to have the same sign in brackets. Which sign must be the sign which is here? So it's a minus here and a minus here. So then look for two numbers, multiply, get 28. When you add, get 11. So now 28, the same as saying, you can say 2 times 14, okay? Or you can say 7 times 4. Okay, you see this? But the 2 plus 14, 2 plus 14, you get 16. What about 7 plus 4? You get 11. So here we're going to have the 7 and then the 4. So that's an example here. I repeat, because of x squared here, we're going to have x times x. Then look at the constant. If the constant is a positive, you're going to have the same signs in the brackets. Which sign must be what is for the middle term here? In this case, it is a minus, okay? Then look at the constant again. Then you get the factors which multiply to get that constant. But when you add, you get the middle term. So here we have what? We have the -7 and -4. Because if you say -7 plus -4, you get what? Get -11. That's why we have it here as the right choice. Okay, now that was example 1. I'm going to give you several examples here to make my point clear. Okay, now another example here, that's going to be example, this was example 1 here. Example 2, they can say factorize here, and now this time they can give you x squared, okay, x squared here, and then they say minus 5x, okay, minus 5x here, and then they say minus 84. Now in this particular case, if you check what we have, again, because we have 1x squared here, I'm going to have x in the first bracket, okay, times x in the second bracket here, okay. Now this time, be careful here. Now this time, I don't have a plus like I had before here, but now instead I've got a minus. Now when you have a minus on the constant, you're going to have opposite signs in the brackets. You're going to have a plus and a minus, okay? You're going to have the plus and then the minus, okay? But then the question is, here comes, which one is going to be used? Is it going to be plus or minus first or whatever? But now what is important to note that the sign for the middle term, in this case is a minus, it goes on the bigger factor. Like you see this 84. 84, the same as saying 2 times what? 2 times 42 altogether. Or you can now, if I divide by 2, I can say 4, okay, times what? Times 21. Are we together? If I divide by 3 here, multiply by 3 here, it's going to be now 12, okay, 12 times 7, okay. But now these factors which you see here, the sign which is here for the middle term, it goes on the bigger factor. You see this is a minus, ne? So I'm going to say minus here, then plus here, okay. Even here minus, then plus here, then minus here, minus is on 12 here, then plus on the 7. So the minus, because it's for the middle term, it goes on the bigger factor. So here, which pair when you add gives us -5 here. Now the 2 plus -42, that's -40. So we don't want that. We don't want a -40 because we are looking for -5. Then the 4 plus -21, it gives us -17, okay, but we don't want -17. Then -12 plus 7, it gives us -5, okay. So because we have a negative here, it means the right choice to use is going to be the -12 and then the plus 7 here. So what I'm going to say here, -12 and then plus 7. So that's how we factorize this one here. Note that this one was a minus, okay. Don't forget we said it can be plus minus here, also can be plus or minus here, any of the two. So far we have done minus and the plus, minus and the minus. Look at another example here. Let us check it out as well. Another example here. They can say also factorize, and then they say that this time now we have it like this. We have example 3. Okay, they can say factorize here. Then they say x squared, okay, this is x squared plus 6x, okay, and then plus 9. Now, because of the x squared here, again, I'm going to have x here multiplied by x in the second bracket. Then now, you see here, I have a positive. Now, we said once you have a positive, you're going to have the same sign in the bracket. Which sign must be here? Okay, so this is a plus. So I'm going to say a plus here and a plus here. Hope we are together. Then now come to the 9, which is the constant. So which numbers multiply to give us 9? We have 1 times 9, okay? All we have 3 times 3, okay? Then look at the middle term. Now, because this is a 6 here, I'm going to take a 3 and 3 because the 3 plus 3 gives me a 6. And so here I'm going to say plus 3, even here plus 3. Okay, hope we are still together. And then another example which I can give here also, they can self-factorize here. Example 4, x squared, x squared minus what? You can see here, x squared minus 9a, x squared, okay, minus 9a, and then, sorry, minus 9x, and then they say here plus what? They say plus 20 here, okay. Now again, we're having a positive here, né? So being a positive, we're going to have what? We're going to have x here multiplied by another x here, then like this, okay. So now we have got a positive here. We're going to have the sign in the brackets, né? So it's going to be minus and the minus, because that same sign must be done for the middle term, né? So two numbers multiply give us 20. When it get 9, that's going to be 5 and 4, right? Yeah, it's a 5 and 4. So this is simple for now. Okay, now another situation is when we have a constant that's bigger than 1 on the, the coefficient of x squared is bigger than 1 here, where our a is bigger than 1, okay? Now in that case, we have got some method which we can use. I'll give you an example here. They can self-factorize here again. Factorize. Yes, alright guys. Also this other type now, let us look at it. Now we have seen this type whereby our a is 1. Now sometimes a is bigger than 1, okay? Like these examples 1, 2, 3, and 4. Our is bigger than what we use here, we call it the cross method. Call it what? The cross method, okay? Now this is how it works. They say factorize. Now this is 3. You can say same as saying 3 times 1, okay? And then got the constant, that's 1 times 1, 1 times 1. Now note that in this case, 3 times 1 gives me 3. 1 times 1 gives me 1. Now what you do, we cross. Okay, cross. Now 3 times 1, it gives us a 3. Okay, then plus 1 times 1 it gives us a 1. So after crossing, by multiplying, then you add the result. So if you get the middle term, what you have here, it gives you the factors. So in this case, our factors which we want to get here, I'm going to say it's going to be 3x here. This is positive 1, okay? Then this is x here, then positive 1 here. So our factors become what? They become 3x plus 1, okay? 3x plus 1, and then x plus 1. So that's answer if they say factorize. That's example 1. Another example to make the point clear here, don't forget the method. We are saying that look at the a here. Our a is 2, our constant is 1, okay? So here the 2, the same as saying the 2 times 1. What about 1? 1 times 1, okay? Let us cross now. So if I cross here, 2 times 1, I get a 2. Then 1 times 1, I get a 1. But when I add, I get a 3. But the 3 which I want here is a negative. So I change the crossing now. I'm going to say now 2 times 1. Then negative times negative 1, because negative 1 times negative 1 gives me positive 1, which you guys see here. Okay. And then when I cross now, 2 times negative 1, gives me negative 2. Then 1 times negative 1 gives me negative 1. So when I add negative 1 and negative 2, I get negative 3. So in this particular case now, my answer is going to be, like I said, just put x here. Just put x here, okay? Then this one becomes your answer here. So it becomes 2x minus 1 as our first answer for the factors here, multiplied by this one which is below, that is 1x minus 1. So that's how we do this type of question here to defactorize. Okay, it is called the cross method. And then another one here, another example to make it clear again. You see now here I have got a 6 and then the negative 21. Now this is 6. I can say same as saying 6 times 1, right guys? 6 times 1. And then what about negative 21? I can say negative 21 times 1. Now normally we begin by multiplying with 1, okay? So now when I cross here, I'm gonna get what? I'm gonna get 6 plus negative 21, because 6 times 1 is 6. 1 times negative 21 is negative 21, eh? So plus negative 21. As you can see, what do I get when after adding? When I add here, I get negative 15, okay? But the middle term there is not minus 15, so I have to change the cross. Now 6, the same as saying 3 times 2, okay? What about 21? I can say 7 times 3, okay? 7 times 3, right guys? But because this one of them is a negative, I have to put negative either here on the 3 or on the 7, depending on what I want. Let me put it here first. If I put it here like this, okay, now you see I have a 3 times 2, that is 6, then negative 7 times 3, negative 21. So let us cross now. See? Now when I cross here, 3 times 3, I get a 9, then plus 2 times negative 7, I get minus 14. So 9 plus negative 14, I get minus what? I get minus 5. Ne? Okay, that's good. That's what I'm looking for here. Wow. So now, after having this now, I can see that in my effect, I'm going to put x here and I put x here. Then I'm sorted. So my answer is going to be what? It's going to be 3x minus 7, okay? Then multiplied by what? By, this is now positive, by 2x plus 3. 2x plus 3. That's how we do that factorization, okay? And then another one, again, another example here, using the cross method. This one here, it says 20x squared plus 24x minus 9, okay? Now here, the 20, I can say 20 times 1, right guys? Because it gives me, so 20 multiplied by 1, and then negative 9 multiplied by 1. Now if I cross here, 20 times 1 is 20, okay? And then plus 1 times negative 9 is negative 9. But when I add, I don't get 24, so I have to change the cross. Now 20, positive 20, can also be gotten by saying positive 4 times 5, right guys? I still get 20. What about negative 9? I can say 3 times negative 3, okay? And then I cross. Oh, if I check here, now the 4 times negative 3, it gives me negative 2, right guys? Then plus, what about 5 times 3? I get 15. When I add this one, I don't get 24, so I have to change again now. Now the 20, the same as saying, I can also say 10 times 2. 10 multiplied by 2 is also 20, okay? What about here? I can still say 3 times 3, okay? Then one must be negative because I need negative 9 here. So what do I do now? If I put my negative here now this time, watch this. If I say now 10 times 3 is 30, okay? What about 2 times negative 3? It is negative 6. Okay. Now guys, check this out. If I say negative 6 plus 30, I get what? I get positive 24. I think you can see this, guys, now. The positive 24 is the middle term which you see here in my question. So, meaning my answers are going to be 10x minus 3 and 2x plus 3. So, our answer here is going to be, after factorizing, it's going to be what? It's going to be 10x, okay, minus 3 multiplied by what? By 2x plus 3. So this is how we do what? Factorize with the cross method. Okay. All right. Now, hope we are together, guys. If we are together, now those learners in my class at the college, please, you can try this question 5 here and inbox me the solution on the group chat. And those learners in our extra classes as well, you can try it out and send the solution on the group chat. If you want to join us, you can just get us on 0785 222041. Yes, or click on the link below to join our classes. Now that we've done some introduction, let us go to the questions particularly. Okay. Oh yes, now because we have done that small introduction, it's time to do the questions themselves. Now our target is to do all the questions before you guys write, okay? Some are going to be writing May, June 2026, others writing November 2026. But before you write your exam, please watch this video and do all the questions before you write, okay? Now we're starting with the June 2025, okay? Now I have a video about question 1 for 2025 November. The link is in the you can click on the link below with the video to access it. Okay, so now that's why I'm not doing November 2025 because I did a video already. So now this question 1, May June 2025, and let us see how to answer it now. Okay, they say solve for x. You see here, this is now x squared minus 3x minus 10 equals to 0. Okay, I think you have just said a few minutes ago that in this case, this is now 1 here we talked about. Now being a 0 here, we are going to do what? We are going to we know that we're going to get the 2 brackets again with x here, okay? And then another x here because of x squared, and then equals 0, okay? So in this question now, now the two numbers, because of the negative 10 here, we're going to have the two opposite signs, a plus and a minus, okay? Now, which numbers multiply to give us 10? When you add get negative 3, it's going to be minus 5, okay? And then plus 2 here. So after getting this equation here now, either this bracket equals to 0, that means x minus 5 equals to 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to 5, or x plus 2 equals to 0, okay? Which gives us what? Which gives us a negative 2. So that's what we have here. So that's our question 1.1. Then this here they say now solve for x. Then they say give the answer to what? To 2 decimal places. Now the moment we see this question here with this instruction, we must use what? The quadratic formula. So here our a is 3, okay? Our b is 6, and our c is positive 1. So the formula says that our x equals to what? Hope you remember the formula. Our x equals what? So now the quadratic formula, even if you don't cram it in your head, it's on the formula sheet, but better know it in the head. That's what I tell my learners all the time. Okay, so here you're gonna say that's 1.1.2. Okay, we have our x equals to minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac, then divided by 2a, Let us now substitute. So our xc, now our b here is the positive 6, so minus 6 here, then minus square root here. Now b squared is going to be 6 squared, okay? minus 4ac. Our a, you see it is a positive 3, okay? Then our c is a positive 1. Then divide by 2a, whereby our a is what? Our a is a 3. So now you get your calculator and get your answers here. They want them to 2 decimal places. So here, our calculator, where are you? Calculator, you are here. So now, in this case, beginning with the fraction button here, we say negative 6, okay? Begin with a plus, then b squared, that is going to be 6 squared here, as you can see it here, minus 4ac, minus 4 into 3, which is our a. Our c is positive 1, right, guys? Divide by 2a. Now the a, it is the 3, so then get your answer here. So our answer here is negative 3 plus 6 over 3, but they say they want a decimal, so press SD button here. So we have here negative 0,18. 0,18. Okay, so here we have negative 0,18. All the other now with the minus. Then let us bring it and see. Now what if we put a minus? Now if you put a minus now here, we're going to have minus here, okay? And what are we getting now? Press SD again here. Now this becomes now negative 1,82. Must round off correctly, ne? Negative 1,82. Negative 1,82. That's our answer for question 1.1.2. Another question here, 1.1.3. Now in this question now, if you see what I have here, they said 2 power x plus 4, then plus 2 power x equals to 8,704. Okay, I think I have enough space here now for this. What we do here, we are going to say this is 2. Now in the exponents, you can say 2 power 4 multiplied by 2 to the power x, okay? Then plus 1 multiplied by 2 to the power x equals to 8,000. Okay, so now the 2 power 4 is 16, and then 16 plus 1, it gives us 17. I repeat, I've got 16 here. That's 16 to power x, then plus 1 times 2 power x. Now these are like times, ne? 8 what? 8,704. Now the 16 plus 1 give us 17, so it means we are having now 17. We have now 17. We have 17 now. Dot 2 the power x to 8,704. So now you can divide by 17 both sides. Divide by 17. What do we get now? Okay, so here the 2 power x equals to divide by 17 here. Let's find out. That is 8,704 divided by 17. You see it gives us what? 512. After getting 512, again with the calculator, you can write this 512 as factors, ne? Factors of 2, okay? All powers of 2. So here, if I come to my calculator again, I'm going to say shift now, and I want factors now here. I want factors here. That is 2 power 9. So this is 9. This is 2 power 9. So therefore, because I have the same bases of 2, my x equals to what? X equals to 9. X equals to 9. That's it. Hope we are together. Next question here, 1.1.4. Here we go. Oh yes, guys, we are doing 1.1.4. I think I forgot to tell you the best way to benefit through these videos. The best way to benefit through this, please try out the question first, and then pause then play the video to mark yourself. But you pause it, try it out, then you mark your solution by watching the video. That's how you're going to benefit. Please don't just watch the video. Okay, so now this 1.1.4 is an inequality which says x minus 8 multiplied by x plus 2 is less or equals to 0. Yes, let us see how to do it now. Okay. Now 1.1.4 is what we have here. Now when we have an inequality, normally we first get our critical values by equating it to 0. So here, our critical values, the critical here, we are going to say minus 8, okay, equals to 0, which gives x equals to 8, okay. And then another one we have what? X plus 2 equals to 0, giving us x equals to negative 2. After getting critical values now, you can go ahead to draw the number line, okay. Our number line here, the number line here, we put the critical values, okay. Now the number line, it shows us the x's, guys, okay. And because we're talking about x values for this inequality, we're going to find out which region do we have that satisfies the inequality, okay. Now here, if I open brackets here, this x times x, it gives me x squared, okay. Or you can say gives me 1x squared. So being a positive 1, the shape of the parabola I know would be like this, okay. So now when I come to the number line now, I'm gonna draw the shape like that, and then okay, then from there now I'm gonna investigate, okay. Now beginning with the smallest critical value here, which is what? Which is negative 2, okay. Then biggest one is what? It is positive 8 here, okay. So now these are x values here. Now if the shape is like this, the inequality says we want less or equals to 0. Please understand this from the start that along the x-axis we use y equals to 0. All these values here, the values of x give us y equal to 0 along the x-axis. If you go below the x-axis, then the x values give you y less than 0. If you go above, we get y bigger than 0. Okay, so now from this parabola which we have here, we have this shape here, this shape which you see here for the parabola, this one here is what we have now, here. Okay, I was saying that this one which you see I'm passing with the red here, this is the part of the parabola which is below the x-axis, and so our solution, we mean these values here, these x values here. Let me shade them with a different color now, which I'm shading with the green. These x values here. Now the x values here on this number line here, this one's here, on this number line here, these x values are the ones we are looking for. Now these x values, they begin from negative 2 and they stop at 8. Solution is going to be all those x values, right? All those x values from negative what? From negative 2 but less than x until what? Until 8. And because of this equal sign here, so there is inequality. It is less or equals to. Must also put here, say less or equals to. This is our solution, guys. Okay. Now some people, they get numbers and they try out, but me now, because I see the parabola here it is below the x-axis, meaning negative. If it wanted the positive, it would be above, but in this case, our answer is this one here. Hope we are together. Let us proceed. Yeah, now question 1.1.5, May, June 2025, okay? We're solving for x. Here we have x plus 3 root x plus 2 equals to 2, okay? Now in such a question, this is what we are going to do. That is question 1.1.5. It says x, okay? X plus 3, and then the root of x plus 2, okay? X plus 2 here, and then they say equals to 2. Now what we do here, this x goes that other side of the equation. So here we have now x plus 2 equals to 2 minus x, right, guys? Now the moment you have the root on one side of the root as one term on one side of the equation, then you can square. So here I'm going to square this now, okay? Now if I square this side of the equation, I must also square the other side of the equation, okay? Also square this 2 minus x here, okay? So now if I square this now this is square it comes on both what? It comes on the 3 as well as on the root. Okay, so here it becomes 3 squared. Okay, and then the root like this also, x plus 2 squared. Okay, like it is. And then this side I'm gonna get 4. I'm expanding now, minus 4x. Okay, and then plus x squared. Plus x squared. Okay, plus x squared here. Okay, so then now I can see that the square root will cancel with the square here. Now 3 squared is 9. Okay, open bracket. Now I have x plus 2 here, to 4 minus 4x squared, 4x, then plus x squared here. So now what I do, I'm gonna open brackets here. I'm gonna get 9x here, then plus 18 equals to 4 minus 4x, then plus x squared. Okay, so here now I'm gonna say 0. Okay, 0 equals to x squared. Okay, now this 9x become negative, né? So minus 4x minus 9 becomes minus x. Okay, minus 13x now, and then this 18 become negative, then 4 minus 18 become negative 14. Okay, now here, because this is 1 again, I can factorize, like I just told you. Two numbers, multiply, get minus 14, and then when you add, get negative what? Negative 13. So here, what do we have now? We are going to say x minus 14, right guys? Then x plus what? X plus 1. Okay, because negative 14 plus 1, negative 13, and negative 14 times 1, it is negative 14. Okay, so here we have the two answers here. We have x equals to 14, okay, and x equals to negative 1. Now, please listen carefully here. Before you proceed to the next question here, always check which one is the right answer. If you check with the negative 1, now negative 1 here. Oh yeah, I was saying that after getting the two answers, you must check and see which one is correct. So negative 1, let's check negative 1 here. If I say negative 1 plus 2, what do we get, guys? Negative 1 plus 2 here, it gives us a 1. Then square root of a 1 here, it gives us 1. 1 times 3, we get a 3 here. Here we have negative 1. Now negative 1 plus 3, this side we are getting a 2. So the 2 equals to 2, which means negative 1 is fine, okay? Now if you do the 14, now 14 plus 2, that is 16. Root 16, that is 4. 4 times 3, that is 12. And then 12 plus 14, that is 26, which is not equal to what? Not equal to 2. So because 26 is not equal to 2, it means here we say not equals 2. Okay, like that. But it's a marking point, by the way, so be serious about it. Let us proceed. Next question here. Next question. That is question 1.2, May, June 2025. It says here that a rectangle, okay, a rectangle having sides y minus 3 meters and x plus 2 meters has a perimeter of 24 meters and an area of 32 square meters. Calculate the values of x and y. So, guys, we all know a rectangle, right? We all know a rectangle here. So, if I can say this is my rectangle, okay? If it is my rectangle here, if it is my rectangle, okay, now this rectangle here is that it has what? It has the following sides, okay? So the sides we have here, we have x plus 2. If this is our x plus 2, that's the length, okay? And then they say here, this is y minus 2, this other side here, y minus 2. Also here x plus 2, okay? Because the opposite sides are equal. Even here y minus what? Y minus 2. Now the area, they say it is what? It is 32 square meters. So area is 32 square meters. And then the perimeter, Perimeter is what? Perimeter here, they say it is 24. Okay, so now they want values of x and y. Okay, so here, what do we know about the rectangle? With the rectangle, start with the perimeter here. If the perimeter is 24, then it means when you add all the sides, you're going to get 24. So if we add twice the length, okay, then plus 2 of the width, okay, must get 24 here. So here, I'm going to say 2. My length is x plus 2, right, guys? X plus 2 here. And then the width is what here? It is y minus 2. Okay, y minus 2. Should give what? Oh, y minus 3. Sorry, it is here y minus 3. Should give us what they said. Should give us the perimeter should give us 24. So y minus 3 here should give us 24. So here now, if I divide by 2, if I divide by 2 here, divide by 2 here, divide by 2 here, I get x plus 2, okay, get x plus 2, and then plus y minus 3, okay, equals to 12, okay. So here, if I check this out now, I can see that the 2 minus 3 gives me negative 1, so x plus y is negative 1, which become positive 13, adding it to the 12. So now I'm going to form my first equation here by saying that here in this case my y is equal to what? Equals to 13 minus x. Okay. After getting my y as that, now I can go ahead to find my what? Use my area, because I know the area is what? 32 square meters. Ne? So if the y is 13 minus x, so where I have y minus 3, I can say 13 minus x, ne? 13 minus what? Minus x, okay, and then minus 3. So 13 minus 3, it gives me 10 minus 3, so 10 minus x, so meaning my width is what? 10 minus, so I know that the area, when I say area now, I say length, what? Times the breadth, or width here. So in this case, my area given is 30 what? Is given 32 here. Now the length here we have x plus 2, okay, x plus 2 multiplied by the breadth or the width here, which is 10 minus what? 10 minus x, okay, 10 minus x. Okay, now open brackets here. Our 32 equals to, now x times 10, that is 10x, okay, 10x. X times minus x, that's minus x squared, okay. And then 2 times 10, that is 20, okay, that is 20. 2 times minus x, that's minus 2x, okay. So now the 32 equals to, now the 10x minus 2x, that is 8x, 8x, then minus x squared, and then plus the 20, okay, plus 20 here. So now I bring this everything this side of the equation. Now the x squared become a positive x squared, okay, positive here, and then the 8x become a minus 8x, okay, and then 32 minus 20, that leaves me with the 12, right, guys? I get positive 12, okay, and then equals to 0. Now you see here again, this is 1 here. Now two numbers multiply, get 12, when you add get minus 8, so they're going to be what, guys? Hope now you remember by now, it's going to be x minus 6 and x minus 2, because minus 2 times minus 6, I get 12, ne? Okay. So here, my answers which I have here, either x equals to 6, okay, x equals to 6, or y equals, or x equals to 2, or x equals to 2, okay. But if x is 6 here, to get my y from here, we said here, our y is 13 minus x, so my y is going to be, now what is 13 minus 6? So 13 minus 6 here, it gives us a 7, okay. What about 13 minus 2? It gives us 11. So when the x is 2, 13 minus 2 gives us 11. So that's what we have here. Hope we are together, guys. Our last question here, 1.3. 1.3, it says the following. 1.3, the question show that 1 plus x power m plus x power n bracket squared minus 1 minus x power m minus x power negative n bracket squared is divisible by 2 for all real values of m and n. Okay, so now we want to show that this one is divisible by 2. So what do we do here? Let us simplify and see what it gives us as the final answer. So because I'm subtracting the two squares here, this one minus this other one here, so I'm going to use difference of two squares. Note that if I have a squared minus b squared, it gives me what? It gives me a plus b, okay? Then into a minus b. So here, now this is my a, this is my b, okay? So this is my a, and this is my b here. So I'm going to say a squared minus b is going to give me a plus b, then a minus b. So here, I'm going to have it as a plus b. So the a, that is 1 plus what? 1 plus x power n, then plus x power negative n, okay? And then now plus, I'm going to just put a bracket just for the sake. Now plus this one here, which is 1 minus what? Which is 1 minus x power m, right guys? And then minus x power negative n, okay? Then close bracket now here. Okay, so then now I'm multiplied by the a minus b. Our a is 1, okay? Plus x power m plus x power negative n, okay? Then now minus open bracket here. Now here the bracket again, I have what? I have 1 minus x power m, okay? Minus x power negative n. I'm using difference of two squares, okay? This one here, okay? So now open brackets here. Because of the plus here, I won't have any effect here. Next, actually, I'm going to get it as what? It's going to be, I'm going to have 1 plus x power m, right? Plus x power negative n, okay? Then plus 1, right, guys? Minus x power m minus x power negative n. It won't change because that was what? That was a plus. Now with a minus here, I'm going to have it as the way it's going to be 1 plus x power m, 1 plus x power m, then plus x power negative n. Okay. Now minus 1. Now negative come positive. Now it's come positive what now? Positive x power m, right? Positive x power m, positive x power m. In here, positive x power negative n, okay? Now if you see here, the x power m positive cancel with x power m negative. X power n positive, x power n negative, they cancel out. So 1 plus 1, I get a 2 here. Now here, the 1 minus 1 also cancels out. Now x power m and x power m, they are like terms, so they become 2 of them. It's become 2 x power m, and then the x power n, again x power n become 2 of them, that's x power negative n, but there are 2 of them now. They are like terms. Let's say 2 of them here. So this is what I have here. So as you can see, because my answer has got a 2 here, it means that if I divide here by 2, it will be correct. So because this one, I have got a 2 outside here, it means that this one is always what? Always divisible by 2. Divisible by 2. Okay, that's what we have here. Okay, so that's how we do that question. All right, catch you in our next video. Bye bye. All right, welcome back from that short break. Now we said that to benefit from the video, now you can pause and do the question, then watch the video and mark yourself. Okay, so this is now November 2024, question 1 as well. They say solve for x here. As you can see, I've got x into x minus 3 equals to 0. So Because of the 0, and I've got a product here, I use what we call as what? The 0 productive. So here, meaning that for this question here, I'm going to say either x equals to 0 or x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, x minus 3 equals to 0, which gives me what? Which gives me x equals to 3. So that's what we have here. Then they say here again, this is quadratic again, solve for x. Now they want it to decimal places, ne? But like we said, we must use quadratic formula, ne? Now before that, please understand it must be in standard form, ne? So here, we must put in standard form this equation here by saying 2x squared minus 4x. So by saying what? 2x squared, 2x squared, 2x squared minus 4x. Okay, and then plus 1 equals to 0. What is our a? Our a is 2, b negative 4, c positive 1. So our x equals to minus what? Minus b, okay, plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac divided by 2a divided by 2a. So in here, our b is negative 4, so negative of negative 4, then plus or minus square root of what here? We have again negative 4. Now, if I have got a negative, please bracket it. Negative 4 squared minus 4ac. But our a is what? Our a is a 2. What our c? It is a positive 1. Then divided by 2a. Divided by 2a. But our a is a 2. Now, they say the answer must be what? Must be 2 decimal places. So, calculator. Let's find out the calculator. What does it say here? It says that let us put in and see. So here, our fraction button, we have negative of negative 4, negative of negative 4, right? And then now with a plus, then square root, b squared, which is also negative 4. Please put brackets the way you see me doing it here. Don't be very clever, okay? B squared minus 4ac, but our a is a 2, okay? And then our c is what? Our c is a 1. Our c is a 1 here. Then divide by 2a. But our a is a what? Our a is a 2 divided by 2 here. Then the first answer here, as you can see, 2 plus root 2 over 2, then press SD. That was 71. So our first answer is what? It is x equals to 1,71, 1,71, and all is equals to what now? Now with the minus, you put a minus now here. It gives us what? Let's find out here. With the minus, it gives us 2 minus root 2 over 2, press SD again, which gives us 0,29. So that's our answer here, 0,29. They said it must be to 2 decimal places. And I hope we are together. Right, guys? Okay, next question here, 1.1.3. This is inequality again, November 2024, paper 1. X squared minus 2x minus 3 is greater than 0. Okay, so we do here. Now, like we said in our previous question that must get to critical values, ne? So what here we can factorize here. What are the two numbers? Multiply, you get negative 3, and when you add, you get negative 2. So are those here who can tell us? Then we're going to equate to 0, ne? To get our critical values here. So we're going to say negative 3 and then plus 1. So here, critical values, we have got what? We have x equals to 3, okay? And then x equals to negative 1. But then you draw your number line, like we said here. Draw the number line. So our number line here, after drawing it, what do we do next? We said that then you look at the parabola. You can look at the coefficient of x squared. Then if it is positive, here it is positive, ne? Then the shape would be like this, ne? Okay, so in this case, draw the parabola here. After putting it there, then look at what does the question want. Now, the parabola here, where we are cutting the x-axis, we call them critical values here, from the smallest negative 1 here, and then 3 here. Here, we say this is y equals to 0, okay? Below, y bigger than 0. I mean, above y bigger than 0, then below y less than 0. So about that. So here, now the question talks about bigger than 0. You can see it here. So here, it means that what we are looking for, the values for this part of the parabola. So this part of the parabola, as you can see, it's above the x-axis, and the corresponding x values are all those x values which are bigger than 3. So our first answer is going to be x, bigger than 3 altogether, uniting them with, or you can say all. Now this other part of the parabola here is also above the x-axis. So what are the x values here? Those which are less than negative 1. So we're going to say all x values less than negative 1. Okay, that's our answer, guys, and I hope we are together. Are we together? All right, if we are together, question 1.1.4, May, June 2024, it says that 2x, okay, and then we have minus 2 power x plus 2 minus 32 equals to 0. So here, I'm going to be a little bit slow. Let me be slow, please allow me to be slow here, because I'm to remind you something here. So here now, the question is we have what? 2, this one here, 2 power x minus 2 power x plus 2 minus 32 equals to 0. So we have here 2 to the power 2x, okay, and then minus 2 to the power x plus 2, okay, and then minus 32 equals to 0. Now this one is exponents. So what we do here now, you can write it as 2, okay, the power c bracket squared. I'm using rules of exponents. Are we together? Then minus 2 the power 2 multiplied by 2 to the power x, and then minus 32 equals to 0. Now I talked about the k method in my introduction video. Now if my k is 2 power x and this 2 power x, I'm gonna say that now let my k, okay, let k equal to what? Equal to 2 power x. So it's gonna be now here k squared. It's now squared here. Now 2 squared is 4. That is 4 times k. That is 4k minus 32 equals to 0. So because this is a 1 here, what are the factors now? We're going to have two brackets here. We are having a k times a k here. Now tell me somebody, the two numbers multiply, get negative 32. It's going to be plus and minus, all together. When you add, get negative 4. It's going to be minus 80 and plus 4. Okay, so here, now in here, either our k minus 8 equals to 0, which gives us k equals to 8. But what was our k? It was 2 power x. What is 80? 2 power 3. So meaning x equals to, as long as we have the same base, all our k plus 4 equals to 0, meaning k equals negative 4. But because our k is 2 power x, and we know that the exponent can never be a negative here, so meaning this one will not give us a solution. So here, it has no solution here. And here, no real solution. Okay, so here, doesn't. So our answer stops here. That is it, guys. I hope we are together. Let's proceed. Next question. Question 1.1.5. Okay. It says what now? That is root of negative 2x plus 4 minus x equals to 2. Let us work it out. This is November 2024, paper 1, okay? Question 1.1.5, it's out now. Also about the sides, okay? In here, because we are having our question like this, like we said before, you square, you must have the term containing the root alone on the other side of the equation. So here I'm going to say, this is 1.1.5, I'm going to say that the root, okay, of negative 2x, then plus 4, okay, and now the minus x become positive x, now it equals to x plus 2, equals x plus 2. Now here you can go ahead and square both sides of the equation, okay, square both sides of the equation. So now if I square here, the root will cancel with the square here, left with minus 2x, then plus 4. Now this side open bracket will give us x squared, okay, plus 4x, okay, then plus a 4 here. Now you can form the standard quadratic equation here by saying 0 equals to x squared. Now the 4x plus 2x become, that is x, so 6x here. Then the 4 minus 4 gives us a 0. So this is very interesting. So what's common here now? Take out the x. So 0 equals to x into what? X plus a 6 here. Okay. Meaning either our x equals to 0 or x equals negative 6. Okay. Because you're getting to 0. So like we said before you go to the next question, please check and see which of the two answers here is right. Okay. So now if my x is 0, 2 times 0, 0. 0 plus 4, 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So 2 equals means this one is fine, okay, with a 0. Let's check with the negative 6. Now, negative 2 times negative 6, that is positive 12, plus 4, that is 16. Square root of a 4 is what? Yeah, square root of a 4, it gives us what here? It gives us, square root of 16 gives us a 4, okay? And then here, this side becomes x plus 2, ne? So our x is negative 2, negative 6 plus a 2, also giving a 4. I repeat, guys, I repeat here. I repeat, let me start with the z again. Here this is 0 plus 4, that is 2, right, guys? Then 2 minus 0, you get a 2, okay, which equals to a 2, so it is right here. What about negative 6? Now, negative 2 times negative 6, that is positive 12, plus a 4, that gives us 16. Root of 16 is a 4 altogether. Now, that 4 minus 6 give us 10. So, this is not correct. So, our answer is going to be like this. So, this is what we have here. So, you must say here that the answer must be x not equal to negative 6, okay? It's only for 0. And I hope we are together. Next, question 1.2, solve x and y simultaneously. Okay, now simultaneous equation here. One of them is linear, which is this one here, that's equation 1. Another one is non-linear, that's in 2. So from down which is linear, we can say that y equals to 3 minus 2x, ne? 3 minus 2x, and we say this is equation 1. Now from the other equation we have y squared, okay, y squared plus xy equals to 2. Now guys, note that here, wherever I have the y, I'm going to put what? I'm going to put 3 minus 2x, ne? Meaning this y which you see here is going to be 3 minus 2. And this will also be what? 3 minus 2x. So here we go. So the y is what? 3 minus 2x must be squared, right, guys? Plus x into 3 minus what? Minus 2x as well here. And then equals to a 2, equals to 2 here. So open brackets, you're going to get what now? You're going to get a 9 here. Then 2 times 3, 6 times minus 2x minus 12x. So minus 12x here. Then square negative 2x give us positive 4x squared. Okay. And then x times 3 minus 3x here. Then x times minus 2x, that is minus 2x squared, okay, equals to 2. So here, the 4x squared minus 2x will give us a positive 2x squared, and then the minus 12x minus 3, minus 15x, okay, minus 15x here, and then the 9 minus 2, that is plus 7, equals to 0. So here, cross method again, you can say 2 times 1, like we said. Hope you guys remember this. We said we can say here 2 times 1, okay. Then you can say 7 times 1, ne? Okay. Now if I cross here, 2 times 1, that is 2. 1 times 7, 7 plus 2 is a 9, ne? But I don't want 9, okay? Because what I'm looking for is 15. So I can change my cross now. If I change it now, I can say 2 times 1, then I can say 1 times 7 here. And I can see that my middle term is a negative here. So I'm going to make them negative here. So when I do cross now, the 2 times negative 7, that's minus 14, right, guys? Then plus 1 times minus 1, that's minus 1 as well. It gives me minus 15, eh? So meaning now I am sorted. I'm going to say it's going to be 2x minus 1, then x minus 7. So I'm going to say 2x minus 1, and then x minus 7, okay, equals to 0. So either my x equals to 1 over 2 or x equals to 7. Don't forget I need to find my y, because it said y equals to what here. So to get our y here, so that y equals to 3 minus what? Minus 2x, ne? So when my x equals 1 over 2, my y equals to 3 minus 2 times 1 over 2 here. So 3 minus 1 giving me y as a 2. Okay. Then when my x is 7, it's going to be now y equals to 3 minus 2 times 7. Okay. Now that's minus 14. So 3 minus 14 is minus 11. So that's what we have here. I hope you guys were together. Let's proceed. Okay, question 1.3. Consider the product 1 plus a half times 1 plus a third times 1 plus a quarter and so many. Each factor is in the product is of the form 1 plus 1 over n. For n greater or equals to 2, determine all the values of n for which the product will be an integer value. Now integer, it means that doesn't have to be what? A fraction, okay? So what do we do here? Let's find out what we have here. Okay, so now this product here, if you check it carefully and out, what does it give us? Now here, 1 plus a half, it gives us 1.5, ne? It gives us 1.5, which is the same as 3 over 2, right, guys? Multiply it by, now 1 1/3, it gives us 4 over 3, right, guys? It gives us 4 over 3, okay? And then multiplied by 1 plus a quarter, it gives us that is 4, 5 over 4, that is 5 out of what? Out of a 4, and so on. Now if we continue multiplying, you see here there is this is 3 over 2, and then 4 over 3, and then 5 over 4. Mean that even if we simplifying, it's gonna give us another value here. It's gonna be n, okay, minus 1, okay, divided by what? Divided by, because this is our n minus 1 here. All I can say okay, if I can say n plus 2, okay, n plus, okay, n plus 2 here, or n minus 1, make my things simple. I can say here if it is just n there, it's going to be divided by n minus 1, okay? Divided by n minus 1, okay? Then multiplied by, if I go to another one, okay, n plus 1, that be now divided by what? Divided by n. So now, if you check this carefully, you guys can see that this one here, this is 3, we cancel with this 3 here. This 4, we cancel with this 4 here. And then this 5, we cancel with the 5 which is down here. And then this n, we cancel with this n here. And then this n minus, we cancel with this n minus 1 somewhere here. And so finally, I'm left with this 2 in the denominator. And then this n plus 1. So, mean that this product here is going to give me n plus 1 divided by what? By 2, okay? Now, for n bigger than 2, it means that if my n is bigger than 2 and I want to be divisible by 2, it means this n must be an odd number. N must be odd number. For example, n can be what? N can be 3, who must be bigger than 2, or can be a 5, ne? N can be a 7, and so on, because if n is even, it will give me a fraction, and yet I want an integer, so that means that my answer should be n values, okay, n values bigger than 2, such that my n is what? My n is an odd number, okay? N is an odd number, okay? Okay, alright guys, hope we are together. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in our next video. Please subscribe and share to your friends. Thank you. Bye-bye. Alright, welcome back from that short break. Now guys, note that this is May-June 2024, question 1. Now, I will not do it because I have done it already. I have a complete memorandum for this question paper, May-June 2024, paper 1. And check out the link in the comment section. Click the link, watch the video. That is question 1 and all other questions for that paper 1. So because our task is to as many questions as possible, for the next one for all the years, okay? So now this is November 2023, and the question 1, they say solve for x here. X squared plus x minus 12 equals to 0. So now, because this is 1 again here, like we said before, what do we do here? We're going to say that we have what are the factors there? That is 1.1.1. I'm going to have two brackets, okay? X here, then another one again, x here. Now tell me somebody, two numbers, when you multiply, you get negative 12, and when you add, you get positive 1. That's going to be positive 4 and negative 3, right guys? So therefore, meaning either x plus 4 equals to 0, okay, which gives us what? Which gives us all x minus 3 equals to 0, which gives us what? Giving us x equals to 3. Okay, next question then. 1.1.2, that is 2023. 20 November here, they say solve for x. This is 3x squared minus 2x equals to 6. Again, they say they want to answer to what? To two decimal places, ne? Meaning recognize what? Quadratic formula. So must arrange this one in the standard form first. So in here, it's going to be what? It's going to be 3x squared 2x, okay? 3x squared minus 2x, 3x squared minus 2x minus 6, right guys? It is 3x squared minus 2x, then minus 6 equals to 0, okay? So our a is a 3, b negative 2, and c negative 6. So we're going to set our a to what? Minus b plus minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So here, let us now substitute. Our b is a negative 2, so negative of negative 2 here, plus or minus square root here. Now negative 2 squared, okay, That's b squared minus 4ac. Our a, it is a 3. What about our c? Negative 6. Okay. Then divide by 2a. Divide by 2a. But our a is a 3. So calculator, what do we get here? Calculator, what do we get here? Let's check it out now with the calculator. What we get here with the calculator. So we have what here? A fraction button, then minus 2 makes it a positive 2 plus square root, that is minus 2 squared. Don't forget the brackets, please guys, remember the brackets here, because without brackets you get a different answer. Then minus 4ac minus 4, our a is a 3, and then our c is what? Negative 6. Okay, then close brackets here, so divide by 2a, which gives us a 6. So here you can see it gives me SD 1,79. Okay, so it's 1,79, 1,79 is the first answer, but I round up 2 decimal places. Okay, all my x could be what? All x equals to. Now if I use a minus now, I'm going to have it here as what? It is now going to be, now b with a minus here. It gives us what? With a minus, it gives us, put a minus now here. It gives us here SD, the negative 1,12. Negative 1,12. All right, hope we're together, guys. Next question. I hope we're together. Next question here says what now? 1.1.3. Now this time it has been asked correctly. As you can see, 1.1.3, that is a square root to this side. Okay, so here we can simply square. Okay, now when square both sides here, our root counter with the square here, what do we have now? We have 2x plus 1, right guys, is equal to x squared equals x squared, okay, minus 2x, then plus 1. Okay, so now collect like terms, 0 equals to x squared. Okay, then minus 2x becomes minus 4x. Okay, then 1 minus 1 gives us a 0. So here take out a common factor, which is x. 0 equals to x into x minus 4. So either x equals to 0 or x equals to 4. But like we said before, you must check which one does not apply. So if we check here now, if we put in x equals to 0, let's find out here. 0 times 2, 0, plus 1, you get 1. Root of 1 gives us 1. Then 0 minus 1, they say negative 1. So this is not correct, which means this is not correct here. So we say our x is not equal to 0. Let us try with a 4 now and see. Now if I put a 4, 2 times 4, that is 8, plus 1, that's 9. Root of 9, that is a 3, okay? And then what is 4 minus 1 also equals to 2, which means this is our answer here, which you're looking for. Hope guys we are together. Next question here, 1.1.4. 1.14. So this inequality here again, first put it in its standard form here. It becomes x squared, okay, minus 2x minus 3 bigger than 0. Okay, so what are the factors here? You can have x minus 3, right guys, and x plus 1, x plus 1 here, bigger than 0. Now what are the critical values here? You can see x equals to what? X equals to 3 and x equals to negative 1. Then now draw the number line. Draw the number line here. Now look at our x squared. Is it positive? Yes. If positive, then meaning what? Our shape for the parabola must be what? Must be like this. So we're gonna draw it like that again here. Okay. So this is our parabola here. Now this parabola here, like we said before, this line we say y equals to 0. Above, y bigger than 0. Below, y less than 0. Now look at the question. It talks about what? It talks about greater than 0. You see it here, ne? It talks about what? Than 0, you see it here, right? Greater than. So, mean that the portion which we want, don't forget how to cover this by the way. Smallest is -1 here, okay? Biggest is what? Is 3. The portion which you want for the parabola is this one here, this portion here. And this portion here has got x values which begin from what? From 3 going onwards, going this way. So meaning our answer is going to be either x is greater than what? Than 3, or now this other portion here again, which is above the x-axis, this one here. Now this portion here, it happens when x is bigger, is less than what? Less than -1. So we say all x is less than -1. That's our answer here. And I hope we are together, guys. Right, guys? Let's proceed. Yes, question 1.2. They say here solve for x. And they say x plus 2 equals 2y equals to 1 over x plus 1 over y equals to 1. Okay, so these are two equations here, which we have to solve simultaneously. Now, in my opinion, to make it simple, I can see that from here, if I can see here that the LCD is xy, ne? Okay, what I can say here, this is LCD is xy here, right, guys? Multiplied by xy is xy right here for this equation, ne? I multiply by xy, so xy times the 1 over x, okay, then plus xy times 1 over y equals 1 times xy, which is just xy. So here, if I cancel this x with this one here, I cancel this y with this one here, I'm left with y here, then plus what? Y plus x equals to xy. Okay, so from here, I can see the side that my x equals to 2y minus what? 2y minus 2. So where I have the x, I put what? I put 2y minus 2 because they're equal. So I'm gonna say here, it's gonna be y now. It's gonna be now y here plus x, which is what? Which is 2y minus 2 equals to y. What's my x? 2y minus 2. So I'm gonna get here 3y, right, guys? Minus 2 equals 2y squared minus 2y. So here I can say 0 equals to 2y squared. Now minus 2y minus 3, that's minus 5y, okay? Then the 2 becomes a positive 2, okay? We talked about the cross method, ne? So here if I say 2 times 1, and this is minus 5, ne? And then 1 times 2, just make them negative like this, okay? When I cross here, I can see the negative plus -1 gives -5, which is the middle term. So that my crossing here should be, my factor should be the 2y minus 1 multiplied by y minus 2 equals to what? Equals to 0. So here, either my y equals 1 over 2 or my y equals to 2. But what was my x here? X is 2y minus 2. It's going to be now 2y, that's 1 over 2 minus 2, right, guys? Now 1 minus 2 is going to be -1, so x equals -1 here. Or when I come here now, I can see here that my x equals to 2y minus 2, but my y is 2 here, so 2 times 2 minus 2 gives me x as what? As 2. So That's what the answer is here. I have x equals to 2 and x equals negative 1, y equals 1 over 2 equals to 2. Hope we are together. Let us proceed, guys. Next question here. Yeah, this other question here now, they say that given 2 to the power m plus 1 plus 2 power m equals to 3 power n plus 2 minus 3 power n, where m and n are integers, determine the values of m plus n. So here, let us see what we have here. So here we have the 2 power m. Okay, we have 2 power m, 2 power m plus 1, right, guys? Then plus 2 the power m equals to 3 n plus 2, okay? Then minus 3 power n. So if I can say this is 2 the power 1 multiplied by 2 to the power m, and then plus 1 multiplied by 2 to the power m, okay, equals to 3 squared multiplied by 3 to the power n, then minus 1 times 3 power n. So here I can see that these are like terms. Now what is 2 plus 1? I get 3 multiplied by 2 to the power m, okay. What about here? It's going to be 9 here, multiplied by 3 to the power n, minus 1 multiplied by 3 to the power n. Now here I have 3 to the power 1 multiplied by 2 to the power m. Now this 9 minus 1 gives me 8. But what is 8? It is 2 power 3, okay? Then times 3 to the power n. Now if I look at the same bases here, I can say that if the base is 3, 1 equals to n. So 1 equals to n. Then if the base is 2, my m equals to 3. So my m equals to 3. So therefore, my m plus n is going to be 1 plus 3, giving me a 4. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Catch you in our next video. Don't forget to subscribe and share to your friend. And comment. Share. Bye-bye. Yes, I hope you enjoyed that short break, guys. We are continuing with our question 1. We said that it will benefit from this video with a question. Try it out first and then watch the video to mark your work, okay? I repeat, like you see this question here for May, June 2023, you can pause the video now and work out the whole question. When you are done, then you can watch it to mark your work. Alright, okay. Now here they say solve for x, they have x squared minus 7x plus 12 equals to 0. So here, you can see the coefficient of x squared is still 1 here. So what do we do? We're going to get our factors again. So we can see here that we have x multiply x, okay, equals to 0. So what two numbers multiply, you get positive 12. When you add, you get negative 7. Which numbers are those now? So you're going to have negative 3 multiplied by negative 4. Either x equals to 3 or x equals to 4. That's what we have here. Now here they say again solve for x here, and they say two decimal places, ne? So we must form what? A standard quadratic equation. Okay, so here we go. Now x times 3x, that is squared, so we're gonna say here 3x squared, right guys? And then what else? So we have 3 squared, and then plus 5x, ne? Okay, plus 5x, and then minus 1 equals to 0. So our x equals to minus b plus minus square root of what? B squared, okay? B squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So here, now when we substitute, our b is 5, so minus 5, okay? And then plus or minus square root of what here? Again, we're going to say here 5 squared, that's our b, 5 squared, minus 4ac. Our a is a 3, and ours is negative 1. Don't forget the brackets, guys. So divide by 2a. Divide by 2a. Our a is a 3. So our x values here, we can get what and what. Let's find out here. Wait for my calculator here. So calculator, fraction button first here. Minus 5, okay? Then plus square root of 5 squared, okay? Minus 4ac. Our a is a 3, and ours is a negative what? Negative 1, okay? Then go down here, negative 1 here, then down here, scroll down. Then 2 times 3 is a 6, so it gives us 0.18 as our first answer. 0.18, okay? And all x equals to what? If I use minus now, what do I have then here with the minus? With the minus, then I'm gonna say here that with the minus, it gives us here, it gives us negative 1.85, negative 1.85, negative 1.85. So this is what they wanted here, and I hope, guys, we are together here. So these are the answers to 2 decimal places. Next question here, let's proceed. Question 1.1.3, this one here now. Now here we're going to first form the standard equation again here. We're going to say this is x squared plus 2x, okay? And then minus 15, okay? Less than 0. So here, we can get factors again. We can say x here plus 5, x plus 5, okay? Into x minus 3, x minus 3, less than 0. What are the critical values here? We have x equals to negative 5, and then x equals to 3. So if you look at our x squared here, it is a positive 1, so meaning the shape is like this, okay? So what do we do now? We get our number line, okay? Call it x-axis, and then we draw the shape of the parabola we see here. The shape, now we can identify what they want. So from here, this is our parabola here. Okay, as you can see it, the question says here less than 0. So this is y equals to 0. So now less than 0, it is this portion of the parabola here, this one here, starting from 0 here, going this one here. Now this portion here is what we're looking for. Now this portion has got x values, which are these ones here, along here. Now this x here, they begin from the smallest t, which is negative 5, negative 5 here. That's our critical value, and they stop at what? At positive 3. So our answer is going to be x values from negative 5 all together, but less than what? But less than 3. But less than 3, okay? Less than 3. Okay, that's our answer there. That is question 1.1.3. And I hope, guys, we are together. Right, guys? Okay. 1.1.4. It's one of the sides now here. So we have the square root of 2, open brackets here, 1 minus x, then equals to x minus 1. Now here we can square as well, because we have the root on one side of the equation. So square both sides. Now if you square, this root cancels the square here, So you're left with the 2 into 1 minus x, okay? What I said, we go now x squared minus 2x plus 1. So you're going to say this is 2 minus 2x equals to x squared minus 2x plus 1. Now we're going to say 0, okay? 0 is equal to x squared. Now minus 2x plus 2x becomes a 0, and then 1 minus a 2 becomes a 1. Now here, as you can see, what we have now, we can write it as x squared minus 1 squared equals to 0, which gives us x plus 1 into x minus 1 equals to 0. So either x equals to 1 or x equals to negative 1, but we said 1 might not apply. Let's check it out now. If we use x equals to 1, minus 1 is a 0, square root of a 0 is a 0, 1 minus 1, so that one it works here. So it's fine. If we use x equals to negative 1, 1 minus minus 1, that is what? Alright, if you use negative 1 here, let's check. 1 minus minus 1, that is a 2. 2 times 2, that is a 4. Root of 4, that is a 2 here. What about here? Now we have minus 1 minus minus 2 here, so this is not correct here. So our answer, we have x equals to 1, and x is not equal to negative 1. Hope we are together. Let us proceed. Next question. Question 1.2. Solve x and y simultaneously here. So from this equation here, this one, we can say that our 3 power sy x plus y equals to 27. This is 3 power 3. So from here, our x plus y equals to 3. So our y equals to 3 minus x. Okay, that's equation 1 now. Now from the second equation here, we see we have x squared plus what? Plus y squared equals to 17. But as you can see here that my y equal to 3 minus a. So in this equation here, wherever I have the y, I put what? I put 3 minus x. So it becomes x squared plus open bracket here, 3 minus x squared equals 17. Okay, so here I have x squared plus 9, okay, minus 6x plus x squared minus 17 equals to 0. So I can say 2x squared, okay, minus 6x, then 9 minus 17, that is negative 8. So minus 8 equals to 0. So I can divide through by 2. I have x squared now, minus 3x minus 4 equals to 0. What is here? I can say x minus 4, then x plus 1 equals to 0, which gives me what? Which gives me x equals to 4, okay, and also x equals to negative 1. But we said that our y is 3 minus what? Y is 3 minus x, so our y is 3 minus x. But what's our x here? It is a 4, so 3 minus 4 gives me negative 1. Then here, when x is negative 1, my y is going to be 3 minus 1, which gives me y as 4. Alright, hope you're together, guys. That is our x and y. Please, if you have any question, ask us on 0785-22041. Otherwise, come to the center or click on the link below to join our extra classes. Okay, let us proceed. Question 1.3 here. They say that determine without a calculator, the value of the following here. So we have 1 over root 1 plus root 2 plus 1 over root 2 plus root 3 plus 1 over root 3 plus root 4 plus so many until 1 over root 99 plus root 100. Okay, so what we do here, we're going to rationalize the denominator. We're going to raise the denominator by multiplying by the conjugate. So it's going to be root 1 minus what? Root 2. Then here, multiply by the conjugate here. Multiply it up and down. So even here, multiply by what? By root 1 times root 2. Root 1 minus what? Minus root 2. That's a conjugate here. Root 1 minus root 2. Then here, the conjugate is going to be here, root 2, okay, minus root 3. That's our conjugate here. Now, what you multiply in the numerator, also multiply it in the denominator. And so here also times what? Root 2, okay, minus root 3. And then the same thing happens also where? Also happens in the next part of the question here. So here the conjugate is also what? Times root 3, okay, root 3 minus root 4, and then divided by what? Even here, also multiply by what? By root 3 minus what? Minus root 4. Now here, the conjugate is also going to be root 99, okay, minus what? Root over 100, okay, so down here also times what? Root 99 minus root over 100, okay. Now here, if you look at our first one here, it gives us what? Now square root of 1 is 1, okay. Then minus what? Minus root 2. Now here, if you see what I have here down here in the numerator, plus and minus, by difference of 2 squares. So it gives me 1 minus root 2 minus 1 squared, like this, root of 1 squared, okay, minus the root 2 squared, okay. Then here, then plus now here, when I get now plus what? Plus root 2 minus root 3. Now in the same way here, difference of 2 squares here leaves me with what? Leaves me with also root 2 squared, okay, root 2 squared here minus root 3 squared, okay, and then plus the same way here, I'm gonna get root 3 minus what? Root 4 divided by also difference of 2 squares here, giving me what? The square of root 3, okay, then minus what? Root 4 squared as well. Then here, and so on, until here, I'm gonna get the root of 99, okay, minus what? Minus 10. Now down here, I'm gonna get the square of root 99 minus what? Minus root 100, okay, squared. Now this one here, in the denominator, whatever you see here, this one, it gives me negative 1. Also here negative 1. Also here negative 1. Also here negative 1. Then in the numerator, I have now 1 minus root 2. Then plus root 2. Okay. Then minus root 3. Okay. Then plus root 3. Then minus root 4. And so many. Then plus what? Plus root 99. And then minus 10. Now everything is over what? It's over negative. Put this negative 1 here, negative 1 here, negative 1 here. So it's the same denominator, so everything divided by what? By negative 1. So as you can see, that I'm going to cancel now this. You can cancel this negative root 2 with the positive, this one with this one here, and this one will cancel with the next one here. Previous root of 99. So now I'm left with what? I'm left with 1 minus 10 divided by negative 1. So negative 9 divided by negative 2, negative 1. I get my answer as what? As positive 9, okay? That's our answer here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. See you in our next video. Bye-bye. Question 1, November 2022. Solve for x here. Now here, they're giving us the two brackets equals to 0. Ne? So either the 3x minus 6 equals to 0, okay, which gives us what? 3x equals to 6. So divided by 3, x equals to 2, or x plus 2 equals to 0, giving us x equals to negative 2. So now here again they say quadratic to two decimal places. What is our a? Our a is a 2, our b negative 6, our c is a positive 1. So what does the formula say? That our x equals to what? Our x equals to minus b. What's our b here? Negative of negative 6, okay? Plus or minus square root of what? B squared, that's negative 6 squared, b squared, minus 4ac, but our a is a 2, and our c is positive 1. Divided by 2a, divided by 2a, our a is a 2. Then calculators, what do you get here now? We're going to get two answers, okay? Let's check it out here, calculator. It gives us, don't forget, we have the fraction button first. That is negative of negative 6, negative of negative 6, then plus square root negative 6, like we said, don't forget the bracket, guys. Negative 6 squared, okay, then minus 4ac, but our a is 2, and our c is what? Our c is positive 1. Then divided by what? By 2a, that is a 4. So we get our answer here as what? 2,82. 2,82. 2,82. Or another one. It's gonna be what? Now is a minus, ne? That's our first x there. 2,82. Then the other one is what? X equals 2. Let's check it out here. If we use a minus now, we're going to have what? Now minus here. We're going to have 0,18. 0,18. So they say two decimal places. That's what we have here. Next question here says what now? This is inequality again. Inequality here. But we said you have to put it in standard form. So it's going to be x squared, okay, minus x squared, what? Minus x, then minus 90 is bigger than 0. So in here, in this inequality here, what are the factors here? You can say x10, x minus 10, then xc plus 9, okay, bigger than 0. What are the critical values? X equals to 10 and x equals to negative 9. So again, our number line is still here. The number line. Our number line here, if you look at our x squared coefficient, it is positive 1 again. So here, meaning it comes like this still here. Okay, that's our parabola in this case. Critical values from the smallest to the biggest here. Negative 9, Then you have the 10 here. So because they're saying greater than 0, we take which portion again? Do you remember that, guys? The portion which we take here is this one here for the parabola, because we said here it is y equals to 0. If they say greater, given this portion now, okay, all this other portion here, so meaning that our x value, what? It's gonna be x less than -9, or x greater than the 10. X what? Greater than the 10. Yeah, that's what we have here for 1.1.3. And I hope, guys, we are together. Let us proceed. Let's proceed here. Next question here, 1.1.4. 1.1.4. It says what here? Now, like we said, before you square, you make sure that you have the root on one side of the equation. Okay, here I'm gonna say that x plus 12, okay, x plus 12 to 7 root x, okay. So now here, now I can go ahead and square. If I do square this side, also square the other side, okay, division. So I'm gonna have here x squared plus 24x, okay, and then plus 144, and then equals to now 7 squared, okay, multiplied by what? By x. Okay, so here I'm gonna get x squared 24x, okay, plus 24x here, then plus 144 plus 144, so 49x. Now the 24 minus 49, we get what? We get negative 25, 25x, and then plus 144 plus 144. All right, so here do you have any factors here? Any factors which you see? Yes, what are the factors here? I can say that I have x 144 same as what? 16 times 9. 16 times 9. So negative, make them negative here. It's going to be x minus 16, right, guys? And then x minus 9 equals to 0. So in here, meaning either x equals to 16, okay, or 9, okay. But we said normally there is one of the answers which is not right. Let's find out here. Now if I use the 16 and I put it here, root of 16 is 4. 4 times 7, negative 4 times 7, 28. Then 16 minus 28, that's negative 12, right? Okay, which is this here. That's fine. What about with 9? Root of 9, that is 3 times 7, negative 21. Then 9 minus 21 is negative what? Negative. Okay, 9 minus 21, what do you get? 9 minus 21, it gives me here minus 12. Okay, so minus 12, minus 12, let me check again with the 16, and I see here again 16 minus 7 root what? Root 16, root 16 here. Here they're all correct this time. Okay, so that's what we have here. All right, our next question here, which is now simultaneous. Hope we are still together. Journey 1.2, this one now. Solve for x and y simultaneously. From here, I can select my 2x, okay, 2x minus 2 equals to y. So that's equation 1. That here. So from here, where I have xy equals to 4, you guys can see that where I have xy, where I have y, I'm going to put 2x minus 2. So where is y, I'm going to put what? 2x minus 2. So remember, I have got xy equals to 4, but my y is what? It is 2x minus 2. So I'm going to say x into 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2 equals to 4. What do I get here? 2x squared minus 2x equals to 4. Okay, so divide by 2, x squared minus x equals to 2. So x squared minus x minus 2 is 0. So the factors here, x minus 2, x plus 1 is 0, giving me what? Which gives me either x equals to 2 or x equals negative 1. But my y, the same as 2x minus what? 2x minus 2. So y equals to 2 times 2 minus 2, which gives y equals to 2. Even here, y equals to 2x minus 2. But x is what here? X here is negative 1. 2 times negative 1 minus 2, which gives y to minus 4. So that's what I have here. So the 2 minus 4, negative 1, and the 2 here. Hope guys we are together. Let us proceed. Next question. Question 1.3. 1.3. Show that 2 times 5 power n. Okay, this one here. Question here, 1.3. This is 2 multiplied by 5. Okay, the power what? Power n. Then minus 5, the power n plus 1, and then plus 5, the power what? Power n plus 2. Okay, they say show that is even for all positive integer values of n. So to be even, it must be multiplied by 2. Okay. Okay, so here, what we do here, we can say this is 2 times 5 power n minus 5 power n multiplied by 5 power 1, n plus 5 the power n multiplied by 5 to the power n here, because if the base is the same, I just add the powers. So I got 5 power n as a common factor here. Open bracket, say I have what? A 2 minus 5, okay, then plus 5 squared, which is 25. So here it gives me 5 the power n, okay. Now 25 minus 5, that is 20, and then 20 plus 2, that is 22. So times 22. Now this 22, because I can write it as a 2 times 11, then times 5 power n. Because of this 2 available here, it means all the time when I multiply this part here, when I multiply this one here, I'm gonna get all an even positive integer. It's gonna be even positive integer, because the 5 power n can never be negative. So that's why it stops here. So I'm gonna get a positive even integer, because 5 power n is always positive, always bigger than 0. Okay, all right. Next question here, they say determine the value of x and y if 3 power y plus 1 over 32 equal to 90x power 96 power x. So in this particular case, what I do here, I'm going to put everything to the powers of 3 and then powers of 2 where necessary. Then I'm gonna equate those with the same base of 3 and the base of 2. So I can see that here that this is 3 power y plus 1 and then divided by 32 equals to 96. Okay, power x, then under root here like this. Okay, so in here now the 32 the same as 2 power what? 2 power 5, né? Okay, I can say divided by 2 power 5 here, and then now this side I can square both sides, né? To remove the root. I can square this 96 here, power x. I can square both sides, like sides here. So then here, if I want to do this, I'm gonna square both sides so if you check what I have here, I can cancel this square with the root sign here. Now this 2, according to the rules of integers, is gonna multiply. So 2 times y, that is 2y. 2 times 1, that is 2. Then divided by 2 times 5, that is 10 here. This is 10 here. Now here, the 96 here. I get my calculator. I can say 96 equals, then shift here. I get vectors here. It is 2 power 5 times 3. 2 power 5 times 3. It is 2, 5 times 3. Okay. Don't forget everything was having power x here. This x here. So now here, I can see that I can say this is 3. Then power 2y plus 2, and then dot 2 power minus 10, okay, equals to 2. Now 5 times x to the power 5x, okay, 5x here, and then dot 3 power 1, because this is 1 here, 1 times x power x here. So now if I start by equating those ones with the same base, I start with this one here, okay, and then this one here, I can see that the negative 10 equals 5x, and so divided by 5, x equals negative 2. In the same way, I can say that 2y plus 2 equals to x, okay? But already know my x now, it is negative 2. So 2y plus 2 equals negative 2. So mean that my 2y equals to negative 4. So y becomes negative 2 as well. So negative 2 and negative 2. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like the video. Bye-bye. Yes, hello, grade 12 once again. Don't forget the way we do these videos. Please, we said that when you're watching this video, you could try out the question, and when you are done, then you mark your work by watching the video. Okay, so this is 2022, May, June, and question 1 says solve for x. This is x squared plus 2x minus 15 equals to 0. So now what will we do here? What do we do here? Because we have 1x squared, we can get our vectors again here by saying, open bracket here, by saying x here, and then also another x here. Then look for two numbers, multiply, you get minus 15, but when you add, you get positive 2. So it's going to be plus 5, plus 5, and a minus 3. Okay, so here I mean that either x plus 5 is 0 gives us x equals minus 5, or x minus 3 is 0, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to 3. That's what we have here. Alright, then here they say this is quadratic again here. As you can see, they say two decimal places, ne? So our A is 5, and our B is -1, and our C is -9. So what do we know? That our x equals to minus B. So minus of -1, right? Then plus or minus square root of what? B squared. That's -1 squared, okay? Minus 4ac. Our A is a 5, ne? What about our C? -9. Divided by 2a. Divided by 2a. But our is a 5 here. So again, get a calculator out and find out the answer. So here, if I take my calculator, let's check what we get here. Calculator. If you see here, fraction button, so negative of -1 close bracket, then plus square root of -1 negative, but in brackets, right? -1 squared. Somebody can say, why do you put a bracket? Because if I don't get a different answer, ne? So minus 4ac, but the A is the 5, ne? The A is the 5 here. What about our C? Our C is -9, okay? So brackets -9, and then close bracket here. So divided by 2a, but our A is a 5, ne? Okay, so our answers here, as you can see, if I press SD, I get 1.45, ne? Two decimal places, 1.45. That's my first answer. 1.45 here, that's our first answer. That's it there. Or x equals to the other answer here, which we get. Now the other answer, if we put a minus now, what do we get here? If I put a minus, let's check, we put a minus, then what do we get? With a minus, it gives us a, let's check here, put minus now, it gives us here -1.25 again, -1.25, -1.2 and 5. That's what we have here. All right, next question. Let us proceed, guys. 1.1.3, it says here that x squared, okay, x squared, then less or equals to 3x. So what we do here, we first write it in standard form, so it becomes x squared less or equals to, minus 3x first, right? Minus what? Minus 3x, and then less or equals to 0. So take out x here, left with x, minus 3 less or equals to 0. So get critical values now. X equals to 0, and then x equals to what? X equals to 3. So number line again. Number line. I'm getting your number line here. We can see that it becomes what? The number line here, which we have. But number line here, come on. Now this number line, critical values, critical values here from the smallest. We have 0 and then 3, okay. Then there the shape is the positive. This is positive 1, so our shape becomes like this again one more time. It becomes like this, okay, for the parabola, okay. Now the x-intercept are the critical values, So beginning from 0 up to 3. But because we want less or equal to 0, it means here this is y equals to 0 along with this line here. Now less than 0 means below. So in this particular case, we're looking for this portion here of the parabola. And this portion of the parabola is what? It is from 0 to 3. So it's going to be our x values is 2x less or equals to 3. So that's what we have here as our answer. Because of the equal sign here, that's why we are putting less or equals to. That they start from 0 until 3. That's our answer there. Next question, 1.2. What does it say? 1.2. 1.2. Given a plus 6 over a equals 16. So what do we do here? We can say like this. We can say a. We can say that a plus 64 divided by a equals 16. Okay, so here multiply through by a gives us a squared. Then here gives us 64. Then equals 16a. We're multiplying through by a, guys. Okay, so here we have a squared minus 16a. Okay, then plus 64 equals to 0. What are the factors here? We have a minus 8 into a minus 8 equals to 0, meaning our a equals to 8 and our a equals to 8. Okay, that's our answer here. Then they say, hence, solve for x, whereby here contains x. So meaning we have now 2 power x plus 2 power 6 minus what? 6 minus x. Now if you look at what we have here, guys, I can see that this equation can be written like this. I can see 2 power x, okay, then plus 2 power 6 divided by 2 power x, okay, and then equals to what? Equals to 16. Okay, so now here, if I see what happens here, like x plus 64 divided by 2 power x equals to 16. So because they're saying hence, and I just got my a as 8. So here, if I let my a, if I select my a equal to power x, it means that I'm gonna select my 8, which is from here, my 8 equals to power x. So same as saying 2 power 3 equals to power x, and so therefore my x equals to 3. If I just compare the exponents, I would have the same bases here. So x is 3. Are we together? 1.3 here. They say calculate without a calculator. Okay. A square root of this 2. Okay. Square root here. Now here I can say 2 power 1002 plus 2 to the power 4. Okay. Dot the power 1002. Because when I add 1002 plus 4, I get 1006. So now divided by 17 and then 2 the power 998. Okay, so here, and I wrote everything. So here I can see there is a 1 here, right? There's a 1 here. Now these are like times. 2 power 4 is 16, then plus 1 17. So I can say that this is 17 times 2 to the power 1002. Then divided by 17 times 2 to the power 998. So cancel this. Don't forget we're still under the root here. So now it's going to be now 2 power 1002 minus 998 under root. Okay. So in here, what do we get now? Now 1000. Okay, actually it's going to give us the F4. So 2 power 4 here. Okay, under root, which gives us 2 squared, which gives us F4. So the answer is F4 in that case. Then 1.4 here. So X and Y simultaneously here. What do we need? Let's find out here. 1.4. I have 2x minus y equals to 2. But I can see that my 2x, y plus 2. If I divide by 2, I can get my x equals to, no, I think I better do it this way. My arithmetic is simple. I will say 2x minus 2 equals to y. Yes, 2x minus 2. 2x minus 2. So, in this equation, where I have the way I'm going to put that, but the equation is x minus 3y, okay, equals to 1. So, 1 over x minus 3, but y is what? Is 2x minus 2 equals to 1. So here, 1 over x minus 6x, then plus 6 equals to 1. So now we have what? We have we have 1 over x. Okay, multiply through by x, you get 1 minus 6x squared plus 6x minus x equals to 0. Okay, so if I see here, I can say 0 equals 6x squared. Now 6 minus 1, that is 5, but becomes, so minus 5x, and then minus 1, right? Minus 1. Yeah. It means now we're solving 6x squared minus 5x minus 1 equals to 0. So you can say 6c times 1, and then negative 1 times 1. If I close, to get a negative 5, I'll make this one positive, make negative here now. Yeah, we can, if I cross now, so I'm gonna get negative 6 and 5 on the one which is negative 5. So meaning after my cross, I'm gonna say 6x plus 1 multiplied by x minus 1 equals to 0, giving me x equals to negative 1 over 6 and x equals to 1. Don't forget our y was equal to 2x minus 2. 2x minus 2. So when x is negative 1 was going to be now 2 times negative 1 over 6 minus 2 here, giving me y equals to minus 1 over 3 minus 2, giving y equals to, which answer here do we have now? A third plus 2. A third plus 2. A third plus 2. Negative 7 over 3, so negative 7 over 3. Okay, all what is 1, my y equals to 2 times 1 minus 2, giving y equals to 0. Alright guys, hope we're together. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share and like the video and comment. Bye bye. Yes, hello Gretel. How are you once again? It's Patrick Kamala, tutor educator, mathematics and physical sciences, online. Okay, so this is 2021 November. Now, like I said before, to benefit from these videos, please you can pause the video and try out this question. When you are done, you can replay and then you mark your work. Okay, so they say here, question 1, solve for x, that is x squared minus 2x minus 25 equals to 0. Okay, so if you check what we have here now, the coefficient is 1 here, like you can see. So we can is okay. Okay, so here we're gonna have two brackets. We're doing this question here. You can have two brackets here. That is x. Again, another x, because x times x is x squared, and then equals to 0. Okay, equals to 0. Now two numbers multiply, get 24. When you add, get 20. That is 12 and 2. Is it? That is 6 and 4. So we can talk about here x minus 6, okay, x minus 6 and x plus 4, because 4 times negative 6, negative 24, and 4 plus negative 6, negative 2. So now here, meaning either x equals to 6, or x equals to negative 4. I hope we are together, guys, right? Now next here they say, now solve for x again here, that is quadratic. The moment they say two decimal places, note that you must use the quadratic formula. So here our a is 2, and our b is negative 3, and our c negative 3. Formula says what? X equals to minus b, okay? X equals to minus b plus or minus square root of what? B squared minus 4ac, b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a, Now we're going to substitute here. So our x is going to be, now our b is negative, we can say negative 3, okay? Then plus or minus, here our b is still negative 3, so we say negative 3 bracket squared, okay? That is b squared minus 4ac. Then our a, it is 2, okay? What about our c? Negative 3 as well, okay? Divided by 2a, Then our a is 2, don't forget that now. Now get your calculator out. When you get your calculator, you punch in everything like you see. I'm gonna do it here just now. So when I do so, what do I get here? Okay, so here, begin with the fraction button, okay? Then you say negative, open bracket, negative 3, close bracket, then plus square root, must put the brackets, okay, minus 4ac. Our a is 2, okay? What about our c? Negative 3, okay? And then divide by 2 times 2, which is 4, so divide by 4. So it gives us here, the 1 2 decimal, so we're going to say here 2,19. So the first x is what? Is 2,19. X can be 2,19 when you round up to decimal places. All x would be what? Now if you use the minus now, if I use minus now, let's check it out. With the minus, I'm going to put minus here now. Okay. Now with the minus, as you see here, I'm getting with SD negative 0,69. Negative 0,69. So That's what we have here. I hope guys we are together. Let us proceed. Next question. 1.1.3. Okay. It says here it's an inequality. We have x squared, okay? X squared, and then plus 5x plus x. Now make it standard. So you can say plus 4 plus 4 is less or equals to 0. Okay, then don't forget we need to get critical values first here. Now critical values here, you're going to factorize x plus, right guys, x plus 4, then 2x plus 1, x only here, equals to 0. So critical values we have got what? We have x to negative 4, and then x equals to negative 1, okay? Equals negative 1. After getting critical value, now come and draw the number line again. Draw the number in here. When you draw it, then now look at the coefficient of x. If it is positive, like in this case it is positive 1, then the shape would be like this. So up here, for the parabola, it's like this. After drawing this shape of the parabola, where we cut the number line first is our smallest critical value, that 4. So negative 4 here. There it cuts again, that's now negative 1, the second one. So this line is called y equals to 0. And here, but why do we call y equal to 0? Because at this point, negative 1 is 0. So that's why it is equal to 0 here. Negative 4 also equals to 0 here, as you can see. Now, if we go below the line, we call it y less than 0. Call it y is what? Bigger than 0. Look at the given question. It talks about what? In here, they said it's less 0. Okay. So in this case, this one here, it means you're going to look at the parabola, this one which is below. Okay. As part of the parabola, as you can see, corresponding x values, negative 4 until negative 1. So my solution is going to be from negative 4 altogether, less or equals to x, then less or equals to 1. That is it, guys. We're together. Let us proceed. Now, question 1.1.4, this one here, this question here, this is the side. Now here you see we have x plus 28, okay, 28, and then equals to 2 minus x. So because it's on one side of the equation, now we can square, we square both sides, okay. Now when we square here, the root will cancel with the square, which gives us x plus 28, okay? And then this other side now, we're going to get 4 minus 4x, then plus x squared. So from here then, we can form the standard quadratic equation, okay? Now we start with x squared here, okay, now together, minus 4x, minus x, then plus 4, and then minus 28, okay? 0 equals to x. Now minus 4 minus 1, 5x, and then 4 minus 28, that's 4. Okay, so now we can factor here. We're going to have two brackets again here. Look for two numbers. When you multiply, get negative 24. When you add, get negative 5. So which numbers are those? I think we are going to have 8 and 3. Now we're going to say negative 8, and then why? Because negative 8 times 3, negative 24, 8 plus 3, negative 5. Okay, so now our answers, we have x equals to 8, and x equals to what? X equals to negative 3. But in our previous videos that we could find out which of the two solutions is right. Okay, if I start with the 8 here, now 8 plus 28, that is 36. Root of it is what? It is 6. Okay. 2 minus 8, get 6. You see? So because these two are not equal, then it's not equal to 8. Let us try with the now. Now negative 3, 28, that is 25. Root of 20, it is 5, okay, let's check now. Then now minus 3, it is also 5, so here, so don't forget that in this case our answer is this one here. Let us proceed. Question 1.2. Solve simultaneously for x and y in this expression, that is 2y equals to 3 plus xc, and the 2xy plus 7 equals to x squared plus 4y squared. So here what we do, look at the equation which is linear first. Now this one here is linear, the 2y plus equals x is linear. So in that case, you can see that your x equals to y minus 3. So 2y minus 3 equals to x. In that case, you can say that's your equation 1. Okay, that's equation 1. Then the second equation, now you can write it that it says 2xy plus 7, okay, equals to x squared, and then 4y squared plus 4y. So now you have to be careful now. So we have got x in the second equation. You're going to put 2, 3, because that is x here. Where it is x, we put 2y minus 3. Where it is x, we put what? 2y minus 3. So I'm going to, this is 2y, open bracket, okay, 2y. What is my x? 2y minus 3, 2y, 3. And then plus 7 equals to x, but x is what? It is 2y minus 3, okay? Don't forget to square this, must be squared now. Then plus 4y squared, okay? Now here, you must be very careful here. Now 2y times 4y squared, okay? Then 2y times negative 6y, and then plus 7 equal, now here expand the bracket, so 4y squared. Then here you set 2 times y times 3, which give us 12y. So minus here, then plus 9, that is 3 squared, that's plus 9. Then y squared plus 4y squared. Now, the 4y squared here, as you can see, is going to cancel the 4y squared here, okay? So now, 4y squared here, 4y squared, right, guys? And then the minus y, now the minus 12y become positive. So negative 6y plus y become positive 6y, right, guys? And then 7 minus 9 get minus 2 equals to 0. So from here now, you can divide by 2. So it becomes y squared, okay? Divide by, you get 3y, okay? Divide by 2, you get minus 1 equals to 0. Now we talked about the cross method in the intro video. We can say here 2 times 1 and then negative 1 times 1. Now when you cross here, what then? Yeah, because here, when we cross here, we do, when you cross here, you're going to 2 minus 1, which is what? Is 1, but here we need 3, so 3. You better say what here, get out now. Does it have factors, really? Can it factorize here? Let's find out. I beg your pardon. When I come back here, I can see that what? This is 4y. Now this 4y squared and 4. Okay, here I have 4y squared minus 6y 7. What about this side now? Not 8. It is 8y squared minus 12y then plus 9. Okay. So from here now, I can say is equal to, now the 8y squared minus 4y squared, okay, again, and then negative 6y become positive, so 12y plus 60, I get my y, okay, then the 7 become a minus, and then 9 minus 7, I get a positive, okay, I get a 2 here. So now divide by 2, I'm going to get 0 equals to 2y squared, then minus a 3y, divide, then plus 1, okay. So cross method again here. Look at 2 times 1, and then 1 times 1. Negative 3y here, I make them negative like this, okay? Because I can see when I cross and I say I'm going to have negative 2, negative 1, which gives me negative 3, which is the middle term. So I mean that my cross should give me here 2y minus 1 okay, into y minus. Okay, so this is what I have here, equals 0. After getting my answers here for y now, y equals to 1 over 2, okay. What about the other one? Y equals to 1, y equals to 1. Okay, so now after getting the y, to get our x value here, we say that our x equals to 2y minus 3, don't forget. X equals to what? Equals to 2y minus 3. But then we have the values of y, so in this case, x, when y equals to 1, it's going to be 2 times 1 minus 3, which gives us what? X equals to negative 1, or when our y is 1 over 2, it's going to be now x equals to 2 times 1 over 2, and then minus 3. Okay, so here, going to give me x equals to 1 minus 3, which is negative 2. So this is what we have here. All right, I hope we are still together, guys. Let us proceed. Next question. Yes, question 1.3. It says the roots of an equation are x equals to negative n plus minus n squared minus 4mp divided by 2m, where m, n, and the p are positive real numbers. The numbers m, n, and the p in that order form a geometric sequence. Prove that x is a non-real number. Now we know that from the roots, if the number is non-real, then the discriminant, this one here, guys, is called discriminant. Down in the middle here, and under the root, we call it a discriminant. Yes, that discriminant, given by minus 4ac, if the roots are gonna be non-real, saying here, then it must be what? Must be less than 0 or negative. So what we are now, to show that our x is non-real, we're gonna find, can this be negative or okay? Now they said the number n and p, m, okay, n, and then p, they form a geometric sequence, okay? Okay, so this is our t1, and then this is t2, t3. Now to form a geometry, let's have a common ratio. You can say that t2 divided by 2, okay, should be equal to t3 divided by what? Divided by t2. Simplify here, we're gonna get n equals to mp. Okay. So now if you look at our given x there, they said x equals here. So from what we have in question here, we see that our n squared under the root minus 4mp, the same as n squared minus 4. Our mp the same as n squared from here. Okay, so we can say minus 4n squared, and which gives us what? Negative 3n squared. Now if we analyze this one here, is always equal to a negative. So it's negative, and so because the square here, because they say the n is positive, so it's positive, it's positive. When you square it times negative 3, you get a negative. So because of this negative, it means that in this particular case, our x here must be non-real. So our x is a non-real number. In other words, it's not a real number, because our n squared, minus 4mp is. Hope we are together, guys. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you in our next video. Bye bye. Okay, guys, question 1.3, this one here. It says that the roots of an equation are x equals to negative n plus minus squared minus 4mp divided by 2m, where m, n, and p are positive real numbers. Okay, the numbers m, n, and p in that order form a geometric sequence. And they prove that x is non-real. Okay, now they're saying p in that order, they form a geometric sequence. So being geometric, if this is p1 and then this is p2, okay, and this is p about the terms, Now, being geometric, our T2, that is n, T1, which is n, should be equal to T, which is T3, okay? N. So if we do cross multiply here, we get our n squared MP equals to MP, okay? Now, that one we see to be non-real, it means discriminant should be what? 0. Let us find out now. Here equals to n squared minus 4m. Okay, because you know our discriminant is what we find at the root. That means it is b squared minus ac. So b squared minus 4ac in this case is what? N squared minus 4mp. So in here, we have seen that being our mp the same as what? The same as n squared, guys. What is n squared minus squared? Negative 3 n squared. That our n is a positive number. So therefore from here, we're gonna get our discriminant as what? Discriminant, as you can see. Since the discriminant is gonna be less than 0 or negative, therefore it means that in this particular case, our x cannot be real. It's not what? Is not a real number. Our discriminant is what? Is negative. All right, let us proceed. Yeah, this is May, June 2020, okay? And question 1 says solve for x as well. They say here, x squared minus 6x equals to 0, okay? So in here, what we do now, they have got a common factor here. Common factor is what it is. So you can say it's going to be x, open bracket, into x minus 6 equals to 0. So, meaning, what are the answers? Either x equals to 0, right? Either x equals to 0 or x equals to 6. X equals to 6. That's what we have here. The next question. Solve squared plus 10x plus 8 equals to 0. And they want the answer to decimal places, ne? So A is 1. Our B is 10, positive. And then our C is the 8. So like we said, the formula says that our x equals to minus b plus, okay, or minus, then b squared minus 4ac, b squared minus, okay, so divided by 2a. Let us now substitute here. So our is going to be, don't forget our b is 10 minus 10, and then plus or minus square root here. We have b squared, which is going to be 10 squared, okay, 10 squared, minus 4ac, but as 1, and then our c is what? Our 68, 8a, divided by 2a, so our a is 1. Alright, so calculator, what do you get here? Use a plus first, then minus here, next. So here my calculator, if I say negative 10 plus square root, that is 10 minus 4ac here, divided by 2a, here it gives me negative 0,88. Negative 0,88 when I round off. Ne? Then when I use plus now, I get here. If I use a plus here, getting now, if I put a minus now, okay, it's giving me with SD negative 9,12. Negative 9,12. Okay, so these are the answers here. Let's see the next question. It says what here? Let's find out. 1.1.3. Okay, this one here. 1.3. It says what here? That is 40. That is 1 minus x. Okay. It's then x plus 2. Then less than 0. Now from here, like we said before, we must get our critical values. Ne? So critical values here, let's say 1 minus x equals to 0. What? Which gives us x equals to 1 here. That's our critical value. Then the other x plus 2 equals to 0 as well, which gives us what? Which gives us x equals to negative 2. So negative 2 is our second critical value. But if we open brackets here, 1x, okay, plus 2, okay, x squared, and then minus 2x. Write it properly, we see it becomes minus x squared, okay, minus x, then plus 2 less than 0. Okay, so it is, if you look at our x squared is negative 1, so being a negative coefficient, then the shape now is like this. Okay, that's our shape. So let's get our again. So the number line which we have here now, I want you to watch this. Now our shape is this one. If we draw, it should become like this now. Okay, this now, this time. Okay, now this parabola, don't forget again the first critical value and the next critical value here. This negative 2, then here we have a positive 1 to 0, okay, y equals to 0, then 0, okay, then above than 0. So in this particular case, our question says less than 0. So, mean that we're looking for this x here. So the parabola, this part is less than 0, and the corresponding values are from this one here going to the right. First answer is going to be x is bigger than what? Bigger than 1. You see it's going that side. For the parabola which is less than 0 is here, as you can see it here. And the corresponding x values, they begin from negative 2 going this way. So we're going to say all x values which are less than what? Less than negative 2. That's our answer here. That is question 1.1.3. The next question here, 1.1.4. We have this is as you can see, because we have the square root on this side of the equation, we can square direct now. Okay, so if I do square now, I'm gonna cancel the square with the root sign here. So I'm left with what now? Left with x plus 18, and then I'm gonna say equals to, now when you expand brackets here, we're gonna get x squared minus what? X squared minus 4x, okay, minus 4x, and then plus 4 here. So in here now, you're going to have 0 equals to x squared, okay. Now that's 4x minus x becomes minus 5x, okay. And the 4 minus 18 becomes minus 14. So do we have any factors here? That is 7 and 2. So you're going to say here x minus 7, and then x plus 2. Okay, so in here equals to 0. So from here, we see either x equals to 7 or x equals to what? Or x equals to negative 2. But like we said before, we must find out which of the two solutions is correct, okay? Now if we check what we have here, let us find out. If we put in 7, what do we get now? Now 7 plus 18, that is 25. Root of 25 is the 5, okay? And then 7 minus 2, it's 5, So this answer here is correct. Let's check with the negative 2. With the negative 2, if we put negative 2 plus 18, that is 16. We square 16. Square root of 16 is 4. So it gives us a 4 here. And then here, if we say minus 2, that's minus. Because these two are not equal, this is not the right answer. So don't forget, we're going to say here, not equals to negative 2. That is it, guys. I hope we are together. Let us proceed to next question here. 1.2 simultaneous for x and y. Now, like we said before, identify one which is linear. Which one is linear here? This first one here is linear. And so we can say that in this case, our y equals to 3 minus x equals 3 minus. So as you can see, in my second equation, wherever I have the y, I'm going to put what? 3 minus x. So it's going to be 2, x squared, okay? Then plus 4x, That, but my y is what? Is 3 minus x. I'm going to set here 3 minus x, okay? Then minus y, but y is what? It is 3 minus x. Don't forget to put brackets here. 3 minus x. And then equals to 15, okay? Equals 15 here. So open brackets here. Here we have 2x squared, 2x squared plus 4x, no, plus 12, right? Plus 12x here. I'm opening brackets now. So it is 12x, okay? And then what is 4x times negative 3? So minus 4x squared, then here minus 3, then plus x equals to 15. Okay, so from here then now, the 2x squared is a negative 2x squared, okay? And then the 12x plus x gives us 13x, so plus 13x, okay? And then the 15 becomes minus, ne? So minus 3 minus 15 becomes minus 18, okay? Equals to 0. Equals to what? Equals to 0. So if 1 everywhere becomes 2x squared, okay? Then minus 13x, okay? Then plus 18 equals to what? Equals to 0. So do I have any factors? That is 9 times 2, all 6 and 3. Oh, there is a 2 here, ne? Okay, must use cross method. Okay, so let us cross and see what we get. If we can say here 2 times 1, and then you can say here 9 times 2. 9 times 2, okay? So 9 and 2, because I want to get negative 13, I'm going to put negative here. So this negative 4 and negative 9, negative 13. Okay, so my crossing is going to work here now. So when I cross here, I can get negative 4 plus negative 9, negative 13. So meaning that I'm going to have now 2x minus 9, right? Then into x minus 2, into x minus 2 equals to what? Equals to 0. So from here, my answers, I have x equals to 9 over 2. Okay, 9 over 2. Also x equals to 2. X equals to 2. Don't forget our y. The y is what? The y is 3 minus x, ne? Now when x is 9 over 2, all you can say 4, 5. So 3 minus 4, 5. So I'm saying 9 over 2. I get negative 1, 5, ne? Or you can say negative 3 over 2. Okay, that's my y here. All when my x is 2, it's going to be now y equals to 3 minus 2, which gives me y equals to what? Equals to 1. So that is it together. That's what we have here. Hope we are together. If you have any question, don't forget on 0785 22041. Otherwise, we are going to proceed. Let's proceed now. Question 1.3. It says here that if n is the largest integer, okay, n power less than 5 power 300, determine the value of n. Okay, so here I said our n power 200, okay, 100 is less than the power 10. So we're looking for the n. So here, with our n here, we're gonna find the 200th root, like this. We're gonna n power 200, okay. We find the 200th root on both sides, ne? Okay. So less than 5, okay, the power 300, okay, and what? The 200, that's 1 over 200, okay. Here we cancel here, left with only 1, so our n less than our 5, okay. The power, if you divide by 100, it's going to be now 3 over what? Power 3 over 2. Now calculator, let's find out on our calculator here. Okay. If we punch in 5 to the power what? 3 over 2. Okay, then 5, the power fraction button, which is 3 over 2. As you can see here, it gives us what? 11,18. So you're going to have here 11,18. On 8. Now the integer next to 11,18, 11. Okay, so here we are going to say that our n should be 11. That's the closest integer here. Okay, so hope we are together. Thank you so much for watching. Catch you in our next video. Bye. Oh yeah, guys, this is a continuation of our previous video. Now in this question, which was 1.3, I video did not finish up the solution. This method is from this point here, we have the 200th root, ne? Okay. Or let me just do it again here. So that is out, because I see we are missing out. Okay, this was the question here. What do we do with the 200th root? Okay, I'm gonna say n to the power 200, then the 200th root, meaning you power by 1 over what? Over 200. Okay, then you say less than, again 5, okay, power 300, then you take a what? The 200 as well, okay, by 1 over 200. Then from here now, this one is going to give to the power 200 multiplied by 1 over 200, okay, 1 over 200. Then you see I'm going to cancel this like this now, okay. Then less than 5, okay, the power 300, okay, then multiplied by what? Multiplied by over 200 as well. Okay, so you see here I close now, and in here now I'm left with the n less than 5, okay, the power 3 over 2, 3 over 2, okay. Now with the calculator, if you find the power of 5, it gives us our n less than what? Then let me find out here. 5 the power, okay, 5 the power 3 over 2, 3 over 2, 11,8. So this is 11,8. But now I want the integer, or the nearest integer here is going to be 11. That's our n equals to 11. Our n to 11. I hope guys we are there. Okay, let us proceed now. Next here. Alright, so our answer is n equals to 11. Okay, next question here. It says that is 2019 November, question 1. That's what they wanted here. They say solve for x, okay, and then x squared plus 5x minus 60, okay. So in this case, we can get vectors, vectors here. We can say x, then brackets, another x here, right? And then we say equals to what? Equals to 0, okay. So from here, two numbers multiply, get negative 6. When you add, get positive 5. Ne? Should be plus 6 here, and then negative 1. Okay, so either x equals negative 6, okay, x equals negative 6, or x equals to plus here, which we have, or x equals to positive 1. The next question here, they said that solve for x, we have now 4x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals to 5, and they want it to add to 2 decimal places. Ne? Now, like we said before, as long as they say 2 decimal places, ne, then we must use quadratic formula. What is our a? Our a is 4, is 3, and our c is negative 5. Ne? What does the formula say? X equals to minus b, and then plus or minus square root, then what? b squared minus 4ac, okay, minus 4ac divided by 2a, okay. So here, now we are going to have here, our b is 3, is going to say negative 3, then plus, let us start with the plus here, then our b squared is 3, so we're going to say 3 squared minus 4ac, but our 4, okay. What about our c? Negative 5, okay. Don't forget to put brackets, guys, okay. Okay, then divide by what? Divide by 2a, but our a is a 4, so I must put a 4 here. Our a is a 4, and then now calculator, what do we get here? Let's find out what we get here with our calculator. Okay, so our calculator here, we have, what do we have? We have here fraction button first, then negative 3, then plus, okay, square root 3 squared, right, and then minus 4, open brackets, 4, got the brackets, open bracket C, then 4, close bracket, open another bracket, put in negative 5, okay, then close bracket, then down here, divide by 2 times 4, which is 8, okay. Okay, so from here, then our first answer, remember they want it to decimal places, you press SD button here, 0.80, so our x is what? 0.80, 0.80, or if we use a minus now, or x equals what? If I use a minus, I can see that if I put a minus here, let's find out. With a minus, put a minus, then it is giving us negative 1.55. Okay, so negative 1.5, so x equals to negative 1.5 and 5 here. Hope we are together. Okay, our next question here, that is question 1.1.3. 1.3. It is a inequality question, okay, and let us find out now how to do it. Now if you check this time, they gave us 4x squared, they're giving us 4x squared as less than what? But what do we know? That 4 is the same squared, ne? So you can say 2 squared here, then x squared, okay, minus 1 squared, less than 0. Then from here now, we can see that I can say open bracket here, and I say 2x, okay, then squared minus 1 squared less than 0. Okay, so here I want to get my critical values, né? So, but I can see I've got the difference of two squares, né? In other words, the 2x plus 1 multiplied by 2x minus 1. 2x minus 1, okay, equals to 0. So meaning I've got x equals to negative 1 over 2, negative 1 over 2. Also x equals to positive 1 over 2, positive 1 over 2. Now we get our number line, okay. So if you look at our x squared coefficient, you guys can see it is a positive 4 here, right? This is positive 4. So meaning that the shape of the parabola would be like this, okay? Would be like this, okay? And because we are saying less than 0, remember this line is called y equals to 0, né? Okay? So less than 0, it is down here. And if it is down here, look for the part of the parabola down, okay? So this parabola, as you can see, it's down here, okay? Down here, you see it? Now this parabola here, which is below the x-axis, it has got x values from negative 1 over 2 until positive 1 over 2. Till positive 1 over 2. So in other words, our answer here is going to be all those x values, okay, which are between negative 1 over 2, 1 over 2, but less than what? Positive 1 over 2. Okay, so that was question 1.1.3. Next question here, 1.1.4. We need to solve for x again here. Now if you check what we have this time, we have the big square root, okay. Let me see. We have the big square root, this one, and then in there we have root 32, okay. Then we have plus x, and then now there is a bracket here, right guys? And open another bracket here, okay. Open another bracket here, and again another big square root, okay. Then we have what? Root 32, okay. Then minus x. Now this one is bracket. Now from the rules of exponents, okay, rules of exponents, we know that we can write them as a single square root, like this, okay. We can do like this. So in other words, we can do away with the other bigger ones which are inside like this. So what you see here, the same as what you see in the question exactly. However, now the two brackets inside which we see, okay, they have what? They are difference of two squares, right guys? So if you check what we have now, it means it came from, okay, 32 squared under root, okay, minus x squared under root. If you don't get it now, please pause the video and think about it, okay, and do what? And think about it. So this side you have what? I have x. Now don't forget, I still have the biggest root sign. Now to remove root sign, we know we square both sides, right guys? We square both what? We square both sides. So square here, also square this side. the equal sign. Now the square root comes out with a square here. Then luckily enough, I'm left with what now? Now I'm remaining with this one, okay, which is this one gives me 32, then minus x squared, okay, and then equals to x squared, okay. So from here now, I can see that 32 minus 2x squared equals to 0, okay. If I divide by 2, I have 16 minus x squared, okay, equals to 0. And 16 is the same as saying 4 squared. I can say 4 squared here minus x equals to 0, okay. But again, another difference of 2 squares. So I can say this is 4 plus x, okay, multiplied by 4 minus x, multiplied by 4 minus x, okay, equals to 0. So from here, negative 4, okay, x equals to negative 4, my x is 4, or x equals to 4. So these are two answers which we have here. That is what we have here. So we have x equals to 4 and x equals to negative 4. Are we together? Are we together? Then next question here. Question 1.2. What I need now, but I need some space here. I need some space here. For question 1.2, I need some space here. For question 1.2. Okay. Okay, so to array question 1.2. 1.2 simultaneous. Don't forget what we said. The best way to benefit from these videos, what do? We said you pause the video and do a question and then mark your work by watching the video. Are we together? I hope so. Okay, so for that matter, this question here is what I'm looking for. Question 1.2. Now it says solve simultaneously for x and y. Okay. So what do we do in this case? We said that you identify the one which is linear, the linear equation, and then you make either x or y the subject of the formula, and then you substitute for that x or y in the equation which is not linear. Okay, so in this case 1.2, I am going to say that the y equals 12 minus x, y equals 12 minus x. Hope you can see that, right guys? Okay, then in this other equation which says xy equals to 14 minus 3x. So wherever I have the y, I'm gonna put what? 12 minus x. I repeat, wherever I have y in this nonlinear equation, I put what? I put 12 minus x. Okay, so here we have our x, and then y, open brackets here, we say 12 minus x. Okay, is equal to 14 minus 3x. Okay, so from here it gives me 12x. Okay, 12x, and then minus x squared, okay, is equal to 14 minus 3x. Okay, so from here I'm going to form a standard quadratic. I'm going to say 0 is equal to positive x squared. Okay, now the negative 3x minus 12, it gives us x, right guys? And then the 14 is already positive this side, so plus 14 equals to 0. Now look for two numbers, multiply, get positive 14, but when you add, you get minus 15. Eh? So we have x minus 14 multiplied by what? By x minus 1 equals to 0. So from here, what do we observe? That our x can be equal to 14 or equals to 1. Yet our y was equal to what? The y is equal to 12 minus x. 12 minus x. Now x is it's going to give us y equals 12 minus 14, giving us negative what? Negative 2. So y is negative 2. Or if x is 1, y is going to be 12 minus 1, which gives us 11. That's this question here, guys. And I hope we are together. Okay. Next question now. That is question 1.3. They say consider the product. Okay. Consider the product 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 6 times until times 30. Then this determine the k. 3 power k is a factor of this product. Okay. So for that, let's find out what do we have here. Now the factor, we know that if you divide the product by that factor, you don't get a remainder. Okay, so let's find out here from these numbers. This product here, what do we have? Okay, we can talk about 1. Okay, right guys, times 3, right, times 4 times 5, né? Times 6 times 7 times 8, and so on, times what? Times 30 until times 30. Now because we're talking about 3 power k, let's determine the largest value of k such that 3 power k is a factor of this product. Ne? So I'm gonna get the 3 here, right? Which can help me to get the factor, this 3 here. So in this case, if I get out the multiples of 3 here, I can talk about 3 times 1, the 3 here, and then the 6. Ne? Now that 6 here, all together times 6, or and 9, ne? Times 9. Okay, and then times what? Times 12, and then times what? Times 15. I'm looking for the multiples of 3 until 10, and then times 18, right guys? And then times 21, okay? Then times 24, times 24. Okay. What else do I have? And then times what? Times the after 24 times 27, right? 27, and then times 30. Now, how many 3's are in here? So because I'm looking for the 3 power k, so now I can say there is 1 here. This is 1 3 from the 3 here. Now from 6 there's only 3, so times 3. But from the 9 I'm gonna say 3 squared, because there are 3 3's, there are 2 3's. Then from the 12 there is a 4 times 3, so times 1 3 from the 12. What that is 4 times 3. Then the 15 is 5 times 3, so only 1 3 from the 15. Okay. And then the 18, the same as saying 9 times 2, but 9 the same as 3 squared, okay, so I'm gonna say 3 squared here. What about 21? The same as saying 7 times 3, so there's only 1 3 from the 21 here. And then from the 24 you can say 8 times 3, so only 1 3. And then from the 27 the same as 3 power 3. Okay. Here we know that when we have the same base, what do? We add the powers. Let's find out now here. 1 2 plus 2, that is 4, 5 6 8 9 10 and 13. Another one from the 30, that's times 3. So it's gonna be saying, we are saying it's gonna be 3 the power 14. The question talks about 3 power k, so my k is 14. Therefore k is what? K is 14. I hope guys we are together. K is 14. K is 14. Any questions, you can reach us on 0785 222041. Otherwise, I think we are together. Okay. Our next question is May, June 2019. That's the BE here. Paper 1. What do they want? They say solve for x as well. So as you can see, we have vectors, 2 numbers multiply, get -6, and when you add, get -5, So those numbers, they are what? Talk to me now. By now, I hope you guys are good. I hope you are good by now. So I'm gonna say here that I have open brackets here. Okay. Another bracket here. Another x here. Then equals to 0. Okay, so 2 numbers multiply, get -6. When you add, get -5. So they are going to be -6 and +1. So meaning either x equals to 6, x equals to +6, or x equals to -1. We are together. Okay. Then they say 1.1.2. They want it, they're saying solve for x again, but they want it 2 decimal places, Hope again you remember what we said. The moment you see 2 decimal places, we are going to solve using the quadratic formula. But now here, we must put it in standard form. So here, as you can see, I have open brackets here. They gave us 3x minus 1, close bracket here. Then x minus 4, x minus 4. Then say equals to 16. Okay, so what we're gonna do here, we are gonna open brackets and then put it in standard form. Okay, so in this case now what is 3x times x? It gives us 3x squared. So 3x squared here, and then 3x multiplied with 4, I get minus 12x. Okay, then negative 1 times x, I get